If your dial is on 90.4 in Durban and 105.6 in Peter Marisburg. You tune to Radio Al-Ansar. We broadcast to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a Saturday night and you tune to your favorite reality program. It's Niteline. Niteline's only program that allows you to listen to the opportunity to voice your opinion on any topic or any matter that concerns you. Also, at night time we conduct interviews with the famous and not so famous and the infamous. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another program of Niteline. You're accompanied by Brother Muhammad Variawa, Anwar Jeewa, and Spoon Keys. It's a beautiful, nice, beautiful Saturday evening. The blessings of Almighty. Check this mic of mine. This mic of mine is up and down. What's happening here?
Your mouth is too close. Huh?
No, it's moving on its own.
The vibration and
watch this thing. This is moving on its own.
The vibration and the sound from your mouth is making it move.
Yo, man.
I know it's uncomfortable.
Okay, take over. Take over.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Niteline on 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6. As you know, it's an interactive show. We always appreciate your comments and your contribution. We have another very dynamic lineup tonight. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but alhamdulillah, we are here once again on this Saturday night. This beautiful Saturday night.
Beautiful.
Go for it.
Beautiful Saturday night. 0609041056. Remember, it's an interactive program. If you're listening to us outside the country, www.alansar.org.za. And if you're on Facebook, you can interact with us on Facebook as well. And you're more than welcome to send us messages on Facebook as well. We had a message before we even started. So before I go to Sister Aisha, or you want to go to Sister Aisha Jamal first, because she's on for 5 minutes and her patience gets a bit worn out. So let's go to her first.
No, it's okay. She normally waits 10 minutes. Go, we got 5 more minutes.
So before we got on, we got a message already. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Muhammad Variawa and Bhai Anwar Jeewa. Salams and du'as to you and y'all and your family. Entire Al-Ansar always remembered. Welcome to a beautiful, blessed Saturday night Niteline show with beautiful nasheeds and naat. Today was my beloved husband, Babu Parag from Debonairs. He was born today. Debonairs area manager. His birthday, how old is he? They gave him they acknowledged his birthday at the company, which is very good. They got together and I prepared at home because my daughter came and his work they have to do for him. I was happy with no problem. So he had all the family and Babu Parak, I'm not too sure how old he is. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you many more, inshallah. Many more. Please share your opinion on Dubai visit to India and Saudi Dubai war of words. Okay, I'll do that for you later on. I've got that, I'll do it for you later on. Let's just talk now to Sister Aisha Jamal. There's another one? Wow. This is a Mayat notice. You want me to read it? Sure. Muhammad Joel Muhammad, grandson of Ahmed Master Qasim and son of Faisal Taxi Phoenix and Rihanna. May Allah SWT grant the genital Fidos, give the family strength in this time of loss. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Salams, Mr. Variawa was supposed to give me Mr. Imtiaz Sulaiman's phone number, but they got busy on the show. Please send it to me on his personal number on my contact, please, privately. I have to have a conversation with him first before I give you a number, but I'll make a plan. I'll see whether I can give that to
No, but if I remember correctly...
It was for...
If I remember correctly, a number was sent to him.
Did you send him the number?
There was a number sent to him.
Okay, so I will do it again. Maybe he's missed a number.
I'm not really sure because I believe that individual is in contact with somebody from the Gifts of Zikr Foundation.
Okay, so you know the story, then?
Yeah, he's sent us a message over a month ago.
Okay, cool. Right, Aisha Jamal.
Assalamu alaikum, Aisha.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi, Brother Variawa, as well as Dr. Jeewa. Thank you for making me wait.
Alhamdulillah, you're welcome.
See, I
Don't
told
make
you.
it a habit.
She'll drop those innuendos. I told you.
But she had a lovely day today, man.
Well, how do you know?
Oh, hey.
How do you know
I
that
know.
Aisha Jamal has a nice day?
Oh,
You.
no, I know even about you.
No, you got
Whatever
nothing
day,
about me. I'm a very private operator. Nobody knows about me.
You know, I phoned her around noon asking her for something, and she told me she's sitting in
You can't say asking for something. You're on a public platform because
Okay.
I'll ask you asking for what?
Okay, we were looking for somebody we're looking for somebody that wanted a specific job.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So
I don't give the details.
it's got to do.
But I give you
some
the
of work.
details.
Yeah, I'll ask you because I'm an investigator. So I'll ask you, but it's okay
Inshallah.
because Aisha Jamal is smiling in the background, so it's fine. Yeah, Mrs. Jamal, go. Your
How are
turn
you,
now.
Brother Variawa?
Alhamdulillah. I haven't heard from you. You know, my staff at work reminds me when you call me. They said that you haven't called me for 1 week. I said you must be busy.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was doing some investigation for you.
Okay, hold on 1 minute.
So that's something
Are
new.
you getting a bit upset because
No,
Aisha
that's
Jamal
something
phones
new.
me every week?
Yeah, not every
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's
Please phone him as well. But you can't phone him because he's too busy with people's mouths. So
Hmm.
you can't call him.
I'll
Yeah,
call
that's
you.
good
I'll
stuff,
call
eh?
you when I need you.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, what do we have today?
Assalamu alaikum
Welcome, salam.
to all the listeners of Radio Al Ansar, and we hope that you all will be coming on board with us for our appeals for today. So I received a message, I think a month ago. Unfortunately, we haven't yet been able to buy the small little fridge that the Appa needs. So she says that all her food is going off, especially her foodstuffs that she's buying lunch for her children and putting it in there. Unfortunately, she doesn't even have a fridge. So now that her kids are going to school, she does need a small fridge, a second-hand one, if anybody can assist her. We have been trying. Fridges are quite expensive right now, so we don't have people to donate these fridges or money towards it. So if you can assist the sister, it's from Vanilla. There's also a widow in the Newport area. She's actually very in need of a grocery voucher. At the moment, she's sending a pic of her fridge today, quite empty. So if anyone can assist her, you can accept zakat. I'm also doing an appeal to you, whoever's listening to me right now. If you are a pediatric neurologist, or if you know of one who can assist this parent, she has a child who cannot speak and he is 6 years old at the moment. He has never spoken. She has been given a referral from another psychologist. So if you can assist us in any way, and you are a pediatric neurologist, which is a zakat case, we just need to have this child seen to and given an assessment. To give us an assessment into our mouth. So this is the message from the mother of the child. Lastly but not least, we are still making an appeal for the Durban and Muslim storms, where we did make an appeal for last week. We are going to be doing that in the next few weeks, inshallah, until the end of Ramadan. They are still needing your assistance. Well, the stoves, washing machines, ropes, blinds, bandages, panado, and pest control, many more things that they do, but we're just going to confine it for that for now. Alhamdulillah, they did receive a 19 kg gas cylinder and a stove this week that passed. Alhamdulillah, and Jazakallah to the anonymous donor. If you would like to assist, please call Bianca on 064 642 5547. Just before we came on, we also received this message. There is a caregiver whose patient passed away in the last month. Unfortunately, this lady is unemployed now, and she is in arrears with her rental. The landlord has asked her to leave, and she has 3 kids as well. Where does she go? She needs money for her rental, which is around 5,000. If you can assist, please do contact me. She's able to support. For any of the appeals that I've made for tonight, please do contact me. WhatsApp only on 084 304 1683.
Jazakallah, Aisha. In fact, listening to those that, as you mentioned, that can't afford such simple things like a fridge, and also you mentioned about the lady that said that she opened a fridge, there's nothing in there, and it's so sad because our homes, our fridges are full, and we even don't know what we waste and what we do not utilize properly, and it's very, very sad. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy for them, inshallah.
Amen.
Inshallah. Yeah, there are quite a few people, in the community are going through so much right now, whether it's a divorce, whether their kids taken away from them, whether they are going through, people, I visited a home this week, I'm not going to name names or anything like that. I've seen this old person, absolutely frail, she's 97 years old, and her daughter-in-law is looking after her. She is, I don't think she's even she must be weighing probably less than 20 kg. She's only skinny and bone, and she and it was such a sad state that I've seen her in. Make it easy for people like this who are going through a tough time. So Ramadan is coming up as well. If people can dispense with the zakat and sadaqah, it would be really appreciated to help to all the people that need it, inshallah.
Did you visit an old age home? Was it an old age home?
No. It's a private.
It's a private home.
It was so sad to see this old lady, 97 years old. Only, she's more like a skeleton. That the skin is just hanging on her bones. And she had a stroke now recently. So it was really sad to see her. And I know this lady for so many years, and it's really, really bad.
May Allah make it easy for them. You want to read out Maulana's question for his nasiha tonight?
Yes, I will do that, inshallah. So we received this question. My mother-in-law is in dire need of a portable oxygen machine. She cannot afford one at the moment. She offered zakat to purchase one, but she refused. She stated that she has invested money in fixed assets that have policies which will only be available after 1 year. At this moment, she cannot breathe without this machine. There's no available lila to buy it. What do we do? Because this machine actually costs between 35 to 40,000 rand. And I just want to put a disclaimer here, because when we're talking about a portable oxygen machine, it's actually these backpacks that we were talking about. Do you remember, I think a few weeks back, I asked for a gentleman as well, where he also couldn't accept zakat and he needed lila. So this is what we're talking about, because IMA does give out these oxygen concentrators, which are very huge, and they need to be they need to be used at home. But when we're talking about these backpack ones, we're talking about the ones that strap on the back, and you can go to the mall, but life can carry on normally for a person that's emphysema, actually. So, but it's like 35 to 40,000 rand. If you're talking about one, if you look at it, there are quite a few that are 12,000, to 15,000, that kind of one, but it doesn't even have a battery life for about an hour. It's not feasible for a person to get that one.
Okay, so Spoon, let's see us Maulana Banker's Nasiha. So just to recap, your line wasn't very clear. This is a question that's been asked to Maulana Banker. My mother-in-law is in dire need of a portable oxygen machine. She cannot afford one at the moment. She was offered zakat to purchase one, but she refused. She stated that she has invested money in fixed assets and have policies, but they only be available after 1 year. At this moment, she cannot breathe without this machine. There's no available lillah or sadaqah to buy it. What do we do?
Nasiha, enlightening advice.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد. Respected listeners, Tabarak wa ta'ala, out of his kindness, opened up many, many avenues and has provided man with many, many opportunities, to reach him. One Sahabi comes to the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, "O Nabi of Allah, which is that action that constitutes the maximum benefit and would earn a person the greatest amount of?" Nabi salam spoke about feeding a hungry stomach. If a person has any need to settle the debt of a person, or if a person is going through any challenge, to assist this person. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, there are tons of examples in the books of ahadith and in the seerah of the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with regards to assisting someone. This particular question that has been asked, there is a sister who has fixed assets, who has wealth, but it freely available. She does not have liquid and she does not want to accept zakat. So why should we give zakat to a person who is not eligible for zakat? So the family or the extended family should try and purchase such an item, an oxygen machine, to assist this, the mother-in-law. Or if they cannot do it, then go to some institute or to some organization that that will assist in purchase in loaning this type of equipment. But this is a typical scenario, a typical example where we find that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala grants us this opportunity to take care of those that are less privileged than us. Why should you even start looking for zakat? Cannot the family get together or cannot the community get together and purchase one machine and give it to the sister? There are many organizations, there are many institutions that are out there. During COVID, mashallah, we all know this. There were many institutions and organizations and families that, made these oxygen machines available, to the public. Those that needed it during the COVID pandemic. I'm sure if we reach out, send a message out, we send a message out for everything else. I'm sure if we send a message out, there's someone out there who is sitting with an oxygen machine that they could loan it to the family, to assist this particular sister who is going through, this challenge. Grant us the tawfiq and the ability that, as we inch closer to the blessed month of Ramadan, I think it's important that apart from zakah, respected listeners, we need to become extremely charitable when it comes to lillah and sadaqah. So zakat, like the pious used to say, they would tell the poor person, this is your money. Allah has kept in my possession. You have to take your money. We're not speaking about zakat. Here we are speaking about a person who's not eligible for zakat, or to give a person sadaqah or to assist the person in some way. Maybe a person has got assets, but a person does not have liquid. Subhanallah, a person is making an effort. A person has got a job, but end of the month, the person is earning 5,000 rands. That's what his income is, but his rand, food, children's education, it all comes to 7,000 rands. So to assist, such a person is great reward. Allah Ta'ala grant us the understanding, inshallah, till we speak to you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You there, Aisha? Your closing remarks?
No, like I said, I'll put in a disclaimer here about the oxygen concentrator. I think Malana didn't really understand what we were talking about.
Yeah, I
the
didn't understand
backpacks are different from the oxygen concentrators. So there are organizations that do oxygen concentrators and all that. We do lend that out. But I think for this particular one we're talking about, they wanted a backpack. So there are quite a few people that want this. And like with the amounts that they are charging for it, I think, a lot of people don't have Lila available for 35, 40,000. So and today families, if you ask, to be honest, let's face it, if you ask families to put in and pitch in and put in money, there are not a lot of families that can do that because everybody is like trying to make ends meet at this time, in this moment in time. So I think we have to look at that very clearly and closely to say which family members will really do this. I mean, if they're quite rich or wealthy, maybe they will. But if they're not, and they are part of this family, doesn't mean if you have investments put into, you've done investments, you are rich and wealthy. probably all their hard-earned money that went into these investments. So I'm just saying, let's look at it and let's try and see if we can assist people wherever we can, inshallah.
Yeah, but you're going to have a problem trying to get her to be assisted because she has got funds and the funds has just been invested, right?
Yeah, but like we said, this is what we're saying. Like there are a lot of other people in the same situation. Their money is tied up. Like Mulana also said, at the moment she can't breed or he can't breed. They're like another gentleman as well. But they don't want to accept zakat because they have all these investments but they don't have liquid money like what Mulana is saying at the moment, So we're just making this appeal for them, and they want to know what can they do in this instance.
Okay. Jazakallah, Aisha.
All right, no problem. Jazakallah to you as well, Dr. Jeewa and Muhammad Variawa. May Allah Ta'ala grant you all also lots of barakah for assisting everybody we can through the program, inshallah.
Ameen, ameen. Jazakallah khair.
Have a good evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, so tonight, as we said, we're going to be speaking about a few different topics. So we're going to start with the first one, and that is called the expensive Hajj packages from South Africa. As we know, the Nusuk system has come into play. It's going to be the first year is going to be in effect, talking about the cost and the price of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's call. So as you know, you're listening to Nightline with your host Anwar Jeewa and Brother Muhammad Variawa. Now tonight's program is not comfortable and it's not celebratory and it's not meant to be. Tonight we speak about Hajj, not as a ritual, not as a travel experience, but as a pillar of Islam that is rapidly becoming unreachable for ordinary South Africans. And we are speaking about the Nusuk system and the shockingly expensive Hajj packages and about the quiet pain of Muslims who waited their entire lives only to be told, you cannot afford Allah's invitation. So Hajj was never meant to be easy, as we know. It involves sacrifice, discomfort, crowds, patience. But Hajj was never meant to be exclusive. It was never designed only for the wealthy. It was never meant to be accessible only to professionals, executive, or those with foreign currency accounts. Quran says, at Hajj, to the house is a duty owed to Allah by people who are able to find a way. So that phrase, able to find a way, has never meant luxury. It's meant physical ability, mental readiness, and reasonable financial capacity. Not artificial barriers, not inflated system, not pricing that excludes the poor by design. Yet today, many South Africa are staring at Hajj prices of over 150,000, 170,000, 190,000, and even over 200,000, right up to 500,000 for a Hajj package per person. And that's a 5-day. No frills, no extended stay, no meaningful choice. This is the price. Take it or leave it.
These prices are crazy. How does one expect a poor person to fulfill? Okay, there's going to be people that tell me, but if you can't afford it, that you don't have to go. But this is not can't afford it for just the poor. I think that you can't afford it for many people that won't be able to fulfill one of the holiest pilgrimages that every human being that wants to achieve. I don't understand how these prices, I got no idea about prices and how the prices are worked. And I know if you want to stay much closer to the haram, it costs you more. And if you stay further away, it's cost you less. But I mean, those figures that you mentioned right now are crazy. 150,000 rand per person.
And that's for the 5 days only. Yeah? It's only for the 5 days. In fact, I'll read you a story of somebody's experience. You've been to Hajj.
I've been to Hajj. I had a beautiful, fantastic, amazing Hajj.
What year was it?
2004, I think.
Okay. I've been there 2007 also. Average package must have cost you 25, 30K, because I know it cost me 40,000 that time. 2007.
I think for both of us, I paid about 40K.
40K each.
Finished at home, done for both.
Yeah, mine was about 30, 35 per person. And that included not only the 5-day Hajj, it included the weeks in Medina, and then also in Makkah, and then the 5-day Hajj, that whole package. Now, it's become scary. And as I mentioned, I mean, this is ridiculous at a jump like this. I mean, not so long ago, it was still reachable and affordable to many. But once the Nusuk system came into effect, here is somebody saying, I'm in the process of sorting out my parents' Hajj booking on the Nusuk system. I just realized that many of the packages on the Nusuk system exclude the camp fee. Just the camp fee is around, he says, 12,000 Saudi riyals comes to 53,000 rands. And another camp fee is double that. And that's only the camp fee. Then you still need to add flights, VAT, Dam Kurbani, and also other ancillaries. A package that cost 140,000 last year now costs upwards of 250,000.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous. What is the cheapest? If there are agencies listening to us now, what's the cheapest package you can get right now for Hajj? What do you think will be the amount per person for the cheapest available package? Whether you stay far away, wherever it is, doesn't matter. But what's the cheapest available package you think you'll be able to pay?
And also, if you look at the exclusive package that last year was costing 200,000 rands, now is costing 500,000 rand on the Nusuk system. Even if you look at some of the basic packages here, according to here, staying in Azizia full-time for just over 2 weeks at a cost of 96,000, but you still need, and that is only the staying in Azizia, but you still need to add the above-mentioned camp costs and any other extras. So I'm shocked at the prices. How is this better, more affordable solution for the Hajj, not just in South Africa, but anywhere in the world? He says that asking people to post the package.
If I'm not mistaken, I think for the Nusuk system, you have to pay up front.
Correct.
Right? Your entire booking must be in the system before they do anything.
Correct. First, I believe the very basic little I know. In fact, Sauk is having a road show throughout the country where they're going to many, many cities. I believe they were in Hartley Road School this afternoon.
Are they still involved in Hajj?
Well, basically more in information, guidance, and assisting people.
Okay, so they're advisors now.
In that capacity. And they're also trying to do some negotiations. But if you look at recently, if you go onto their website and if you go onto their Facebook page and their social media page, you see regularly they post videos explaining the do's, the don'ts, what can you do, what are the challenges you face. And that is why they had the roadshow where they're engaging with the public. Try to get one of the representatives, but apparently is flying back to Joburg from the meeting. And
what's happening to all the money that they owe people?
That is a question from the last that I investigated and I checked. Apparently, it seems that they were still sorting it out. They were waiting for something, trying to get it. And I believe where they're a bit of a jam, it's because also at the same time, a lot of the money is invested in properties.
No, but isn't that funding that they use for people to go for Hajj? It's like their fees or the fees you pay up front and so how can they invest in that property? You can't do that.
Yeah. Now, apparently, I mean...
No, they've got it in their bank account, man.
They do have a reasonable amount in the bank account.
Well, according to Junaid, Mufti AK said they stole 80 million. That's how owes people. I don't know how far that's true. I'm just reading something that's been sent to me from a listener.
All right, but not to deviate from the topic. What we're discussing tonight is specifically, is it unaffordable? Is it impossible? I think only 1% of the Muslims...
Are you protecting Sauk?
No. It's a different topic. We don't.
What's the difference about taking people's money and not paying them back?
No, we don't have the facts, and also we can't just make comments until we have a representative here and engaging with them in those questions. We mustn't work on hearsay, right? It's very important, and it is sinful in some way or the other.
No, Mufti AK is very well versed, I think.
Well, end of the day, it's about us getting them here, and I think we can get them here, and we can engage on them on a separate topic, totally on its own. My importantly that I want to touch on is that specifically, because you must understand, they had about approximately, stand to be corrected, 10,000 on their books that were in a waiting list. Okay, that's Sauk, right? Now all that system falls away. It's first come, first serve on the Nusuk system. Then, as you say,
but that system you do it yourself.
Correct. You do it yourself.
So what's the purpose for sahuk?
Oh, no, we understand it. But now the problem is, as you said, is that the packages that they are providing there, and obviously it is changing. And the packages that are providing there is becoming totally unaffordable. So say, hypothetically, if you want to go and you say, okay, I can only maybe afford 150K. And they're asking for nothing more than 200, 250K. Now, putting your money in there, you like investing your money into that so-called wallet that you get. Then only you'll be accepted on the list if you don't have that amount of money.
You have to put the full amount that's due up front.
Up front, yes.
But Sahuk advised us about
But either way, even if you put the full money up front, doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get a place. Understand that? You're not guaranteed to get a place.
So do they refund you if you don't get a place?
Well, it stays on the system, and that is another question that Sahuk is basically educating the people, specifically by doing these road shows and on the do's and the don'ts and all those things. Okay, so as we mentioned that Hajj, what I'm a bit concerned about is the price.
Well, Muhammad M.H. Osman says, Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, always a pleasure listening to you guys. In 1994, when? 1994. We made our own group and it cost us 5,000 Rand per person, all inclusive. 5 weeks. Saudi Airlines, ex-Johannesburg, no Sahuk. Some of us also went in 1996 and 1998, almost at the same cost. So how did it escalate to, even with inflation at 100%, how did it inflate to such a huge amount of money? Can you answer me, or do you know?
Well, to be very honest with you, if
and
you
keep in mind profits that agents make.
Correct. Now, if you speak to M.H. Osman, he says he went in 1994. 1994, the Hajj, Makkah, the surrounding areas, the hotels, the marketplace was all basic. Cost of living was not expensive. Now, listen to where I'm coming from. Even when you went around 2004, 2005, it still was not developed around, that whole place. You still had the marketplace, because I went in 2007 and in 2008, where they flattened all the buildings and all the places around, right? And they built these huge structures, which obviously we know is also signs of Qiyamah. All these huge buildings and structures.
That you and I go and stay in.
Yes. Well, basically, I must have only went and stayed there once. I always stayed in the places that were still very basic. The first time I went was 1978.
I stayed in Bawuddin, just outside the Haram in Medina.
In Medina. In Makkah, I remember I went with our Nazir, Malik, and it was an old hotel that was also right outside the Haram. And we had our own guests. We had our own cook. So we're getting
we all had our own cook, and it was nice. And you ate in the lounge. Cheap. It was fantastic. Correct. It was cheap.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The comradeship was actually absolutely fantastic. I don't know whether this astronomical prices that we're now facing is partly because of certain agents, or maybe they have got nothing to do with it, and it's the cost of what's going on today. I don't know, but I don't believe how poor people, how a middle class man will afford 150,000 per person. If you're going with 4 people, that's 600,000 Rand. That's over 500,000.
Now coming back to...
And you have to have it up front.
Correct. Now coming to the point of why it's so expensive, they made it ultra modern. You want to hear some facts very quickly.
Yes.
The Grand Mosque of Mecca tops the list of the most expensive building on earth, built at a cost of $100 billion.
Yeah, but for what?
Right, wait. The size, 1 million square meters. It can accommodate 2 million people, receive 20 million people per year, open 24 hours a day, never been closed since 1400 years, has 1,800 cleaners, has 40 electric sanitary cleaning cars, has 60 electric sanitary machines to clean open courtyards, has 2,000 sanitary barrels spread throughout the premises, the floor covered with 40,000 carpets, longer than the distance between Jeddah and Mecca. That's the one if you put all the carpets together. 13,000 toilets, clean 4 times day, 6 hours daily, 25,000 water dispensers, one of the largest water dispenser system in the world.
Okay.
100 random samples of drinking water inspected
Fantastic.
daily.
Fantastic.
Excess water from Zamzam well is in storage tanks. The Haramain recitation service broadcast 24/7. More than 2,000 safety deposit box, hundreds of air-conditioned units. The flow of the mosque reflects light and heat, thus improving the regulation of heat in the premises.
Mm.
I don't know. It's supposed to be a hot country. I don't know what heat is.
But what's the okay? That's to make the Hujjaj feel comfortable. But Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has blessed them with enough money. The Saudis are not short of money because they spend billions and billions and billions all the time. I'm asking you. This is the paradoxical about Hajj in the modern century. We all go to Medina. What's the sole purpose of us visiting Medina?
To make salams to Prophet Sallallahu
To make Prophet and whoever else is there, right? But how did he pass away? When our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed away, he didn't have oil to put in a lamp.
Yeah.
In this day, it will be regarded as poor. So we go out of our way to make salam to our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is the main thing that we do. And I found Medina to be absolutely magnificent.
Yes.
I fell in love with Medina, and I hope I can go and live there. But with all these new buildings and this American influence and lovely hotels, for what? What's the purpose? You just need to be comfortable.
Correct.
So that the poor person leave South Africa. I mean, let's look at the African countries. I mean, you're talking about 150,000 rand. Where are they going to get it from? So we depriving 60% of the population.
But let's also take into consideration the exchange rate. If we look at the exchange rate now, those days, the rand was 3 rand. First, I remember the rand was stronger than a dollar in the 80s. Then in the 90s, it became 1 or maybe a 2 rands or something. Then it went to 4 rands, and now it's almost 16. So you multiplying the figures there, that also makes it. Say hypothetically, if your rand was say 2 rand a dollar, don't you think that whole trip would have ended up costing you maybe much less? Very much less.
I still can't work out the 150,000 rand. Saudi Airlines, 12,000 rand the flight, actual return? Where does all? Are you telling me the bulk of this is your 5 days of Hajj? You're camping at.
That's what it is.
It's
not talking about all other days.
To
not talking about other days, not talking about flights, nothing. The Nusuk system is designed for your accommodation during the Hajj days, not before and after. If you look at it, let's just talk a little bit about Nusuk, right?
Yeah.
Now, Nusuk was introduced by the Saudi Arabians. They wanted to centralize the Hajj bookings throughout the world. They say prevent fraud, eliminate fly-by-night operators, and protect the Hujjaj. And in principle,
that's in a different term saying monopoly.
Correct. But in principle, that's commendable. What the intention is, right? But
what's commendable?
That they wanted to basically get rid of fraud, and they wanted people to be protected. But
that's the intention.
Yeah. But the question we must ask ourselves, and we're asking ourselves tonight: has Nusuk protected the Hujjaj or trapped them? Under Nusuk, 1, you do not negotiate, you do not customize, you do not choose duration, you do not see a detailed cost breakdown, and you do not appeal. You accept or you lose your opportunity. The choice has been removed. Whenever choice disappears, we know the prices shoot up. Is what I charge you, is that what you're paying? Because you can't negotiate.
You had no choice.
Correct.
It's total and utter monopoly run by the Saudi government.
Correct.
So people cannot go. But let me tell you something, what people must do. If you pass away and you do not perform your Hajj, then you must tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I couldn't afford my Hajj because agents, Saudi government, people in this world made it impossible for me. Simple. Because they're going to tell you that if you can't afford it, you mustn't go. It's easy to say that. But every single one of us wants to go and visit Medina, right?
Correct.
Every one of us wants to go and see the Kaaba. So it's not easy to say, you mustn't worry about it because you can't afford it. Okay, I just thank God that you and I went at the time that we did. And you only need to do Hajj once. I don't believe you must do
100%.
Hajj 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You need to do Hajj once. But we went at a beautiful time. Living on the hotels were not 5 stars, 6 stars, and roving toilets and beautiful carpets. But what was the purpose? What's your purpose for the pilgrimage?
To ibadat, to make ibadat.
To get closer to your in Medina, praise our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, visit his grave, sit down there, pray 5 times a day, go to Makkah, see the Kaaba for the first time, pray, becomes in yourself, get involved in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do what everyone else does.
That's it all about.
You go home just to go and sleep, and you're not supposed to be sleeping anyway when you're at the Hajj, because every single spare time you have must be at the Haram, or if you are in Medina, at the Mosque of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
In a camp, you sleep on a mattress, that's fine, but a comfortable mattress. You got air cons, and you got food 24/7.
We had sleeping bags.
Yeah,
we had sleeping bags.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah, and 24/7 you can
But
eat,
now
drink.
We want
no
to make
problem.
the rich in camp. I don't know what I'm talking. I'm just guessing, so don't quote me. Now you go to Camp A, and that's for the Lanis. Beds.
No, you've seen the videos.
I mean, I seen a
Cabins.
video by actually Mufti Meng, by the way.
Yeah.
Show me where he was and how the bed is and how. For what? You're making, and let me tell you something. Somebody's got to answer. And if these people think that they're going to get away with it, I think you are more useful. Let's go.
True. Because if you look at it, this is basic economics, and you can see there's a huge moral injustice when it's especially applied to an act of worship.
Absolutely correct. Let me tell you, they are milking the Hajis out very expensive funding. Israel from the Hajis money, bottom line, after money not for the poor Hujjas. There are no people who pay. Look at the food prices, legally stealing money. So yeah, you know why they know people stay? Because you and I, or someone that's dedicated and is pious, wants to go for Hajj. Whether he uses the last cent that he has in his bank account, couldn't do that, he'll do it. So we'll make prices ridiculous, because there's people in the world that want to go for Hajj for reasons of their own. But we all want to go for Hajj. And I don't believe that the people can substantiate the prices that they do right now. Really.
100%. Because if you look at the human cost, by having these exorbitant prices, who is being left behind? Let's not talk numbers. Let's talk about people, right? Elderly couples who save for 30 to 40 years.
Exactly.
Widows on modest pensions. Small business owners barely surviving the economy. Teachers, security guards, imams, domestic workers. People who are spiritually ready, physically able, and also emotionally prepared, but financially, they are priced out. Now, what do you say to a 60-year-old auntie who waited her whole life and now hears that Hajj costs more than a house once did? What do you say to a man who sold his assets, cleared his debts, prepared himself, only to be told now the price has doubled, tripled?
Absolutely correct.
Then again, people will say, make sabr, make sabr. But Islam does not demand one to be humiliated.
But all that money you spoke about, the carpets, the air conditioners, the water and stuff, all this money in the Haram is from Hajj and Umrah people. That's people that visit Umrah and Hajj all the time. You pay for your visa, it's 2,000 Rand. And other taxes. In Rajab, 78 million visited. Plus one investment came from many years, they collect revenues. Can you be over the people of... How many people go for Umrah? How many people? Shabir Basha just come back now. We'll ask him how much he spent. So there's millions of people that do this every year, every month, all the time. If you watch Umrah now and you see how many people are performing Umrah, they pay for it. It's not for free. So the Saudis are milking. They're getting so much money, they don't know what to do with it. Over 78 million worshippers visited Masjid al-Haram and Nabawi in Rajab in 2026. Total of 14,875 pilgrims performed Umrah, while the number of worshippers of the Grand Mosque reached 15 million, and the number of worshippers at the Prophet's Mosque received 25. Dude, we're talking about 14 million, 15 million, 25 million. We cannot fathom the numbers money-wise. Can't they make it cheaper?
Correct.
Kind of make it more affordable for the poor people, whether you're from Africa or whether you're from Indonesia or Thailand, wherever you are in the world, with the amount of money they do, instead of spending it on United States, they're spending it on Israel.
Mhm. True. Because again, if you look at this whole question of how expensive it is, we need to understand that if the financial ability is being inflated, one, by centralized pricing, which we see, centralized pricing, you can only go on the system and they will give you the choices of which packages or which agencies you can book your thing. Non-transparent system, there's no accountability, there's no transparency, no competition. They are the only one in control.
And you can't fight with them like we fight with Sauk.
Nothing at all.
You can't ask them any questions,
Nothing,
right?
Nothing, zero. You have no ground for anything, you see. So this is very, very... Now, again,
because there's demand, they can exploit us.
Correct. Now, the important thing is that where is the South Africans' collective voice? Now we spoke, where is Sauk? Where's the local Hajj authorities? Where's the regional scholars? Where's the community leadership?
To do what? What you wanted to do?
To basically counteract and fight and
the
talk.
Saudis will tell you to go to hell, dude.
Yeah. Because that's what we are doing, We are basically just accepting whatever they want. So again...
Okay, let me go through some of the messages. There's quite a few here. Send me after Isha today. It's a video. I'll play with it just now. Imam Osman says, the hadith, it is narrated that the Prophet Muhammad said, there will come a time when the rich of my ummah will perform Hajj for leisure, 100%. That's why he's the greatest of human beings that walk this earth. The middle class for business, 100% true. The scholars for fame and reputation, and the poor for begging. Dude, can you dispute this hadith? 1400 years ago, our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I will do it for your gain, Dr. Anwar Jeewa, Dentist Ab. Listen. There will come a time when the rich of my ummah will perform Hajj for leisure. Look at the Camp A. Look how Camp A looks because they can afford it. Luxury, 5, 8, 10, not 5-star, 10-star. All right, for those who can afford leisure. The middle class for the business, they go there and discuss all the businesses, what you can make a plan here, what you can make a plan there. Look what happens when I don't understand how you take out your phone whilst performing tawaf. I don't understand that.
So people do that. I know to take photographs or videos.
But people walk with their phone everywhere. Whether they're doing Hajra Aswad, whether they're doing what's the Safa say? Whether they're doing Safa say, it's becoming a joke.
When they're doing what?
Safa say.
Safa Marwa.
Yeah, what you call it another thing? What's wrong with you? You see, it's like, you see how badly
he eats his words up. I mean, when he introduced
you know what you're talking about, brother.
When he introduced me, the begin Anwar Jawa.
Yeah, no. Now
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know whether there's Alzheimer's coming up.
Safa say.
Okay,
includes Marwa.
Correct.
You're right. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to what I was talking about. The key interpretations, changing the narration highlights a shift in the intention, the niyyah of pilgrims, where the spiritual, obligatory, and egalitarian nature of Hajj is replaced by worldly motives. Hey, this is beautiful, Mr. Osman. The context. While primary, authentic, and foundational obligation of Hajj remains to perform it when you're capable, as in Sahih al-Bukhari, this narration warns against the corruption of intentions in the end times. Other narrations about Hajj in the end times, I want to read it. The abandonment of Hajj. Another narration states that the hour, the day of Qiyamah, will not come until Hajj is abandoned and no one performs it.
True.
We're in frightening times, my brother. Frightening times.
You're asking about the wallet system. This person that spoke about trying to organize for his parents. He said, lastly, just say you put in 400K in your Nusuk wallet.
400K.
400K,
yeah,
right?
I'm now with you.
And on the day the package is open, it'll be a mad rush. It gets sold. And you don't get anything within your budget. Or even if you're not destined to go to Hajj for whatever reason, the money is stuck there for a year.
So they keep it for 1 year before they give it back to you.
Correct. or you pay a penalty fee for a refund. So if you want it early, you pay a penalty fee.
Why is it that they can't allow us to do our own bookings like you and I did 15, 20, 30 years ago? But why? Why has it changed?
Mm-hmm.
Has Saudi changed it when they went to Saudi and said, listen, let us control what happens here?
No, they haven't changed it.
So who changed it? Who changed the system?
They haven't changed the system. The Nusuk system has been...
You are not allowed to know. When Sauk is there, you have to book through Sauk.
No, listen to me. The Nusuk system was implemented in quite a number of countries.
I'm not talking about the Nusuk system. I'm talking about Sauk.
Yeah, what was the question about Sauk?
I'm saying when you and I booked and we went for Hajj, we booked on our own.
Correct.
We went to one of the agents and said, listen, I want to stay there in Medina, there in Mecca, and we did it ourselves.
Correct.
How did that system change? I believe Sauk changed the system because they went to Saudi and said, listen, you're too many people doing things on their own. Let us do it ourselves. We'll choose our own operators, our own travel agents. And it went from 50% to 100% to some of them making profit-wise close to 2 million rand.
But let's be honest.
I'm always honest, brother.
They weren't that expensive, irrespective of when Sauk took over and created that system. They weren't that expensive. I mean, if you look at it, then they provided your clinic, then they provided, people to assist you. Again, you need to take in consideration that they were controlling the operators. They had a standard in place. They were a little bit like watchdogs, and so they were doing quite a lot also to help the Hujjaj. They just basically centralized it into a system, but not the way the Nusuk system is going, not in that direction, and that was working. So the question is... So
are you saying that you would prefer Sauk to take over again?
Oh, well, it was working. Let's be honest. I mean, look at the jump.
Working?
It was working. Definitely it was working. If you look at you've been addressing the Hajj and Sauk in general for how many years on your programs?
Mm-hmm.
How many complaints and issues we used to get? You don't hear much. You don't hear much now. You get the odd ones that have, some bad experiences, whatever it is.
It's all about telling your Lani friends that you stayed at the Hilton. We need to go back to basics. The main thing is Allah is as much or more for the poor than the rich. Don't believe non-Muslims should be allowed. I agree with you. They're not clean. Prophets went there. So we must be clear. Let's go to Hajj and Umrah is now totally commercialized. Our Ummah have to totally boycott the Hajj and Umrah to bring new to knees and bring costs down. This is the only way. It was never going to work, my brother. It's a very noble thing to do, noble thing to say, but I tell you now, it's never going to work because your spiritualness will dictate more than wanting to boycott it. For those that can afford it, will still go for Hajj. Ismail Kadwa. They are funding the genocide in Palestine. See how they treat you at the airport, etc., and how they treat the white racist Jeddah airport. I believe the treatment at Jeddah is quite bad. Huh? I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me the affiliation to go for Hajj again, but I've got no need. I've been for Hajj. I enjoyed my Hajj. I had a magnificent Hajj. I must have been there for 6 weeks or maybe, and we formed a beautiful group with people from Cape Town, and it was just magnificent. It was just magnificent.
True. Anyway, to conclude the segment, just to be clear, the program and us speaking about the Hajj packages is not anti-Saud, it's not anti-Hajj, it's not a call to rebellion, but it's a call for justice, transparency, accountability, and compassion. Islam does not fear questions. Oppression thrives only when the Ummah stays quiet. Hajj will always require sacrifice, but when that sacrifice becomes an exclusion, when Allah's invitation becomes affordable only to a few, then we must pause, we must speak, we must ask, and we must advocate. Because a system that quietly locks out the poor is not just an economic problem, it's a spiritual crisis. So may Allah Ta'ala open the doors of His house. For all those who long for it, may He restore ease where difficulty is imposed, and may Allah Ta'ala grant us the courage to speak respectfully but firmly for justice. You are listening to Niteline.
I think we need a nasheed after this segment.
Correct.
Radio Ansar. ما عارف رايح وين، قلبي هموم لا خوف وحيرة، ما رايدة عني تزول، مخلوق وقلبي يقول يا ربي لك ناجي، شوف من حالي يا علي، الشكوى للإله حالي يتولى، بأمره كل شي يهون، هو ربي وتعايق فيه، يا ربي تقويني مجروح فيني، طريقي وريني أملي فيك كبير، يا ربي تقويني مجروح شفيني، طريقي وريني أملي فيك كبير. نفتح ونزيد ورضك يا رب مني، ساعة كل يوم حتى على الجوع، داب الشدة تروح وترتاح هاد الروح، سعد قلبي يا ربي ترحم ذنبي وضعفي، الشكوى للإله حالي يتولى، بأمره كل شي يهون، هو ربي وتعايق فيه، يا ربي تقويني مجروح شفيني، طريقي وريني أملي فيك كبير، يا ربي تقويني مجروح شفيني، طريقي وريني أملي فيك كبير.
الله ولا قوة إلا بالله. Trust in Allah.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sumsum Keze, the technician. You are now listening to the biggest reality show, Niteline, exclusively on Radio Alansa.
Through every test, when you're walking through the fire and you're drowning in your pain, when the road ahead is empty and your tears fall like rain, don't give in to the whispers, don't give up on the light. Your Rabb is always watching, He will guide you through the night. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. He knows what's hidden, He knows what's best. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Even when broken and full of stress, trust in Allah through every test. Every soul will be tried, that's a promise from the skies. But your burden's never more than your strength. So rise, call His name Ar-Rahman. He's the one who understands. He sees your silent battles. He holds your trembling hand. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. He wrote your story, so let Him bless. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Tawakkaltu ala Allah and nothing less. Trust in Allah through every test. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. strength and power. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Even in darkness you are blessed. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Trust in Allah through every test. Put your heart to rest. Trust in Allah through every test. This dunya breaks me, Allah heals me, I fall again. He still sees me, He knows my heart, He knows my pain. So I say, Ya Rahman, again and again.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
I cry alone, He comes near me. The world is loud, but His peace is clear. So I whisper, Ya Allah, stay near. Someday I smile, most days I fake it. So much pressure, I can barely take it. They say have faith, but they don't know I'm fighting battles I never show. Bills to pay, tears at night, praying Fajr just to feel right. Scrolling through life, feeling behind, searching for peace I still can't find. This dunya breaks me, Allah heals me, I fall again. He still sees me, He knows my heart, He knows my pain. So I say, Ya Rahman, again and again. This dunya breaks me, Allah hears me, Allah hears me. I cry alone, but He comes near me. The world is loud, but His peace is clear. So I whisper, Ya Allah, stay near. I lost my way, but never His light. Even in sin, He held me tight. Regret so heavy, shame so real. But His mercy taught me how to heal. He didn't wait for me to be perfect. He waited for me to come back broken. And when I did, I found Him there, washing my soul with every prayer. This dunya breaks me, Allah heals me, I fall again. He still sees me, He knows my heart, He knows my pain. So I say, Ya Rahman, again and again. This dunya breaks me, Allah hears me, Allah hears me. I cry alone, but He comes near me. The world is loud, but His peace is clear. So I whisper, Ya Allah, stay near. Ya Allah, when I'm tired, carry me. Ya Allah, when I'm lost, guide me. Ya Allah, this dunya is hard, but Jannah is worth every scar. Ya Allah.
Welcome back. It's Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's 21:44 on this beautiful evening here in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. We're broadcasting to you live from our studios in West Road, Durban. You're in the company of Brother Muhammad Variawa and Jeewa. And our expert technician tonight is Spooing Keys. We spent the first part of our program with the Nasiha of Maulana Vanka and Aisha Jamal. We then spoke to you about Hajj and the huge expenses involved in Hajj if you want to go for Hajj, and I'm sure lots and lots. And let me tell you, I don't think the numbers for Hajj will drop in any standard. It's going to be huge, just like every year. People will find the money, even if it means them selling their houses and their cars and everything else. They'll do it because it's a spiritual calling and you believe that you have to do it. So once there's a demand that's so spiritually invoked, you're not going to go. So whilst maybe the idea of boycotting will be good, but it'll never work out, unfortunately. It's just not going to work, not at all.
And it's not going to make much of a difference because you're getting millions of people coming from all over the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can't coordinate it only from South Africa. I mean, in fact, I think they'll be glad that we don't come because there'll be more space for other people, because I think they choose a certain number of people to come only
on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, so they can control the crowds. We had a wonderful week last week in the world politics. Davos happened, and your friend Trump gave one of the most horrendous speeches that I've ever heard. He confused Greenland with Iceland. He had no idea what he was talking about. He made it sound like America is great again, and it was all because of him, and him alone. Well, that's Trump. Trump is a narcissist. As long as he's going to be involved in everything and wants to, he stopped 8 wars, and he's fighting with Norway because it didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize. And he's such a fun to watch. You know, I think journalists must be having such a ball with Trump. Just to listen to Trump, they will have such a ball because of the nonsense that comes out of that man's mouth. But now you would know with regard to Gaza, are we doing a piece on Gaza today? No? Okay. You would know in Gaza, they have what they call now a Trump-appointed board of Gaza. Let me give you some idea of the people that's on that board. And this is courtesy of my good friend, Sabir Ahmed Jazbai. Steve Witkoff is Jewish. He's on the board. Jared Kushner, his son-in-law is Jewish. Tony Blair, Jewish grandparents. Mark Rowan, Jewish. Ajay Banga, Jewish in-laws. So Gaza was destroyed by the Jewish state, and now Jewish billionaires will profit from its reconstruction. Colonialism by another name. Let me tell you something else. He disinvited, if there's such a word, the Canadian president, because the Canadian president didn't play the tune that he wants to hear. So he chooses who he wants, and by the way, he's the chairperson of it. He's going to run it. Okay, so that's has been big this week in the world. But the other serious problem is this, which I've found and I read and I actually researched, is our man from New York,
Mayor
Zamdani. I'm going to try and find an article which I will read to you, but let Doc tell you something now. As soon as I find an article, I shall come back to you.
You're speaking about Trump. Just listen to this short clip.
Rachel Maddow just confronted Trump about his threats to invade Greenland, and his response was so unhinged that NATO allies are calling emergency meetings. This is spiraling out of control. Before I start, touch the plus sign on our profile picture and give us your opinions in the comment section. It happened during a press conference when Trump was defending his Greenland annexation plans. Maddow stood up and Trump immediately sneered. Rachel from MSNBC, always spreading liberal panic. Next question. But Maddow didn't back down. Mr. President, you threatened military action against Denmark, a NATO ally for 75 years. Article 5 states an attack on one is an attack on all. Are you prepared to go to war against NATO for a real estate deal? Trump's face turned red. He fired back. Greenland is vital for American security. Denmark can't protect it. We'll take it the easy way or the hard way. Maddow cut through his bluster. Denmark authorized their military to open fire on any American invasion. France, Germany, and Norway are deploying troops to Greenland right now. You're pushing the world toward the first war between NATO members in history. How many American soldiers will you sacrifice for this? Dead silence. Trump stammered, then snapped. You don't understand geopolitics. This is about power. Maddow pressed harder. 75 years of alliance destroyed, so you can put your name on Greenland? Is your ego worth World War III? Trump went pale, looked desperately at his aides, and after 8 seconds of silence said, "This is over," and walked off stage. The video has 16 million views. Trump tried to justify conquest. Instead, Maddow exposed him as willing to destroy global peace for personal glory.
But that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Any reporter that challenges him makes him aware that he talks 90% nonsense.
He stops the conversation.
His factual information is all ridiculous. I mean, the facts that he spoke about when he gave the Davos speech was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers that he gave, I think he thumb sucked it from his head.
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing is that he backed down on actually Greenland now. Greenland is a NATO country,
Mm-hmm.
so it has to be supported by NATO armies, which means that's the whole problem why Russia wanted to. In fact, why Russia attacked Ukraine, because Ukraine wanted to become part of the NATO group. Now, when you have a NATO group on Ukraine, you're having the whole world's army that's going to support you. So that little piece of ice that he spoke about, or confused Greenland with Iceland, he backed up. But he says, one of the best gestures would you do is that you must give it to me. And if you don't give it to me, I will remember you.
Mm-hmm.
This oak is chronic. I hope they impeach him, and I hope he just goes missing because he's ridiculous. But there's always been a fight between Ramdani from the time he started to be or wanted to become mayor of actually New York. They had their spites that went on up and down. But Mandani recently had serious problems with regard to threats on his life. And it became evident in one of the stuff where he had direct threats to his life from a very, very powerful lobbying body. And this concerned him tremendously. And there's an article that I'm trying to get hold of. I'm sure I will get hold of it right now. But that's what I'm trying to find. So as soon as I find it. But Faiz came back now. Salams, my brothers. I just got home. Dear believer, sometimes this dunya will break your heart. You can't control it. But never forget, your heart belongs to Allah. Turn to Him and He will heal you. 060-904-1056. If you want to chat to us about what happened in the last week in the world, we're living through very, very interesting times now. There's some amazing things happening in this wonderful world of ours.
In fact, Trump also, another thing, whenever you hear him getting interviewed, he always has this tendency to say, they like it. They agree with me. They're happy with this suggestion I made. Everything is like, they all bow down and whatever he says, they agree to him at all times. And I mean, his response is very, very basic, and he has a tendency to record himself. But let's look at the America. What is Americans' role? And if you look at the history, listen to this.
Venezuela, America captured President Maduro. In Libya, Gaddafi was executed after ditching the US dollar. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein was wiped out for his oil reserves. In Vietnam, President Diem and his brother were executed for politics far from home. In Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh was ousted for nationalizing oil. In Guatemala, President Arbenz was removed for imposing taxes on American farms. In Congo, Prime Minister Lumumba was executed for nationalizing uranium. In Cuba, Che Guevara was captured and executed for his socialist policies. In Afghanistan, the US trained locals to fight Russians until locals became the enemies. In Chile, President Salvador was overthrown for nationalizing copper. In Ghana, President Kwame was exiled for cutting off Western banks. In Grenada, General Hudson was captured and given a life sentence for aligning with Russia. Is America still the hero, or just the most powerful villain? Venezuela, America.
Interesting.
The most powerful villain. But I'm so glad there's moves to destabilize the dollar. Lots of countries, India, China, Russia, are using their own currency at this moment in time.
But will they succeed?
They will succeed. Time will come when BRICS nations will succeed if they are prepared to stand up against Big Daddy. Because Big Daddy is powerful. You can't take that away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful, in fact. And he knows it. And the danger thing is that when you have a madman in charge of a powerful nation, it's very scary.
I mean, see what he's doing in Minnesota against his own Americans.
With his ICE agents.
Yeah, with his ICE agents. And now he's actually saying, because there's a lot of Somalians living in Minnesota.
Mm.
Now he's saying that the reason he's getting hard on the people in Minnesota is because these Somalians are involved in a lot of criminal and fraudulent activities. So he labeled all of them as being criminals in some way or other, all the Somalians. So that's why the target against the foreigners.
I wouldn't say, I don't think we can paint all of them, but Minnesota is full of them. The governor is Ilhan Umar, and the other governor is Tim Walz. But you know that they were involved in a huge amount of fraud. We're talking about billions of rands. The Somalians opened child care centers that was never there. There was no children there. Hospitals that there were no children there. So they did scam the government for billions of dollars. But I still say it's not the right way to go about it, because now, if you're walking in the street in Minnesota and you look different and you sound different and you behave different, you're in trouble, because there's 2,000 ICE agents at the moment in Minnesota. And look at all of them. Have you ever seen a smallly built one?
No.
Not. They're carefully chosen.
True.
They're ex-military. They're big size oaks. They're not small.
And who they're targeting? They're targeting people from other parts of foreigners.
Yes. Most
now,
so if you're American, they won't do anything to you.
Correct.
But even if you're born in America and you sound or look different, they're going to target you.
Yeah.
So even if you move to America and you're a legal citizen of America,
or where your parents
come, but your language is slightly different, they are going to target you.
So who wants to go to America?
I don't want to.
Definitely.
I'm also boycotting the World Cup.
Correct. In fact, that's another topic for discussion. I think that will be something that will be very good.
Now that's a beautiful topic, a great topic to discuss whether people should boycott. Go to Mexico,
Canada,
and go to Canada.
Stay from America.
But I've read Infantino, who's the president of FIFA, says that they had a call for 500. Are you listening to this? 500 million tickets for the World Cup.
Oh. So they don't
500 million. No, but there's quite a few countries that are canceling. There's quite a few people that are canceling who's purchased World Cup tickets. Now, I don't know whether they're canceling just for United States games. By the way, the first game for Bafana is in Mexico. So if they're canceling only but the talk is going about, there's a movement right now that wants you to book, and I agree with that 100%.
And the price is also pretty high.
The price, let me tell you, the price of a final.
No, but most of the games, they said it's pretty
What you think in rand value, what you think the price of a final seat is?
For a final seat? At least maybe 20,000 rands, $1,000.
3,000 pounds. 3,000 pounds is 60,000 rand.
Yeah, 60,000 rand for the final.
But you'll still find South Africans there. You'll still find South Africans there. And if I see Gayton McKenzie there, I will petition him to resign. But I tell you something, he will be there. Your money and my money will actually pay for him.
Enjoying himself.
He'll be having fun.
They should have did what I did. I went to saw the whole World Cup for free.
How? I also see it for free. I see it on TV.
No, I don't see it on TV. I was in the stands. I became a volunteer.
Oh, yes, when it was in South
2010,
Africa.
2010.
Yeah, you're very clever, man.
Yeah, I became a volunteer.
Yeah, you Memon, you sharp.
and they gave me a nice suit.
Yeah, they gave you a nice suit.
A red tie.
They gave you a red tie,
I'm
like
sitting in a
Trump's
VIP
tie.
stand.
And then you got a badge to say Dr. Ahmed Jeewa. Maybe they think you're a medical practitioner or something.
No, but they only paid me 100 rand a day.
Oh, Dr. Jeewa, I wouldn't go work for 100 rand a day. Come on,
I
you
didn't
just
go for the
dropped
money.
my enthusiasm.
I didn't do it.
So what you went for?
I went to see the game from the VIP stand, free of charge.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which stadium were you at?
At Moses Madiba.
Oh, that was the main stadium. Quite a few good games there.
A lot of good games, yeah.
Yeah, I traveled throughout the country. I think I saw lots of
And I
games.
was in
at
charge.
Each stadium I was there.
And I was in charge of all the VIPs. So our job was to transport them from Hilton. We had offices in Hilton. Transport them from Hilton maybe half an hour before the game. Take them with the shuttle bus into the stadium, right up to the
So
back
which
of the
VIP impressed you the most besides me?
Oh, no, I didn't worry about the VIPs. I was more focused on getting in and sitting there and watching the game. I didn't focus on... In fact, there were
So that means that you weren't doing your job properly.
No, I didn't go there to do my job. I went to see the game. There were times that I also had tickets. And I was phoning people half an hour before the game. come, I'll give you VIP tickets for free. But that
And-
was like when the
And you
person
must have
did
had
tell me.
100 people there.
Oh,
That
no,
you found.
I phone selected people. So I couldn't get 100.
My phone never rang.
No, that time I
My
wasn't.
phone never rang. That's not long.
That
That's
time we didn't have
2010.
Niteline.
We were no, we did. We did.
I wasn't
We
part
were
of
on
the
Radio
Niteline.
Ansar as well.
Yeah, I wasn't on part of
No, I
Niteline.
remember that, my bro.
Inshallah.
Like Trump. I remember that. Sister Hasina. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers of Nightline. Awesome knot. Awesome show. Much appreciated. That knot is magnificent. Every single one of you listening to us tonight or from wherever you did, I would advise you to download that knot and keep it. It's a magnificent remembrance or remind you of how powerful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And no matter what hard times you're going, because we all go through hard times, paying bills, being down, being sad, not working out for you. Take your headphones, attach it to your phone, and listen to the knot. I promise you, call me next week and tell me if it did something to you. Faiz, ICE has just murdered, that's true, I saw it, Faiz. ICE has just murdered another civilian, shooting him 14 times. You must check this video. About 5 of them trying to confront him and put him onto the ground. And these are big size oaks, okay? I'm big, they're bigger than me. And they shot him 14 times. 14 times while he was on the ground. Minneapolis is burning with hundreds of thousands on the march. Reference Marcus Sahaba News. Ooh, that's Mufti AK, right? One thing is on the ball with news this, okay? This is going to be a big thorn in Trump's behind. Trump is not concerned about anyone but himself. Frank. Salam to my brother Variawa, Doc Anwar Jeewa, and Al Ansar, ASP WikiWheat, Gaza Board of Peace. Following the coming into force of the Gaza peace agreement 2 days earlier, Tony Blair met the Vice President of Palestine, Hussein al-Sheikh, on 12th October in Jordan to discuss the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. By the way, they left out the president of the Palestinian Liberation Army. Now, what's his name?
Abbas.
Totally left out, not included at all.
They got 2 representatives from Qatar, I think.
Yeah, no, there's also Qatar there, there's Bahrain there, there's Egypt is there.
I told you
Egypt is there.
There's an Israeli guy who was the billionaire
That's true.
property developer. Also part of it. So you can see what's the intention. You know, I looked at the photograph. Have you seen the photograph of what they're planning to build? It actually will put Dubai in the back pocket, the way it looked. Look at the tall buildings right by the seaside. The stunning tall buildings by the seaside. This is what they're planning to build.
Well, the poor Palestinians are suffering and don't have any food. And who run all those buildings? Jewish people.
Jewish people, correct. All businessmen.
That evening, Trump declared the war is over and that the Board of Peace will be formed quickly. Apparently, some European leaders didn't sign Trump's Board of Palestine plan because there's a perception that Trump wants to call the shots on UN vetoes. Trump will always call the shots. I think Brother Sabir Ahmed Jazbai, I'm sure he's listening, on his various Facebooks, write-ups, is straightforward and calls a spade a spade. He calls a spade a spade. He's not scared about anyone. Sabir Ahmed is not scared about anyone. And let me tell you, he's very, 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 very well read. Please share your opinion on Dubai's visit to India and Saudi and Dubai war of words. What is future? What is the future? Dubai members proved Egypt, Middle East because of his support. Also in South Africa, ready to defend if attack. He can never attack South Africa. South Africa is too far to attack us. What do you want to attack us for?
You know anything about that? I've never heard about it. So maybe need to do a bit more research.
No, I don't know about that. I must check. I've read something about Saudi and UAE is having a little of a problem now because they're getting each one involved. And it does involve India to a certain extent, but I'll have to come back to it.
Sure. Coming close to home, I don't know when are they going to sort and do something about the taxi drivers. I mean, taxi drivers are low on
we
their
need
own.
to talk about scholar patrols.
Correct.
100% correct.
You know,
I mean, that 14, that guy is 22. And I've seen that video about 5 times. He could have easily avoided that, but he was drunk. I don't understand. No, let me take this back. Poor. Okay, talking about scholarly patrols, and let's talk about Arlington Primary too. Do you know what's happening there?
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, so now let me tell you about our black population, because their parents start work so early, or first of all. Secondly, parents come into the urban areas and grandmothers look after
Looking
them
after
in
the
the
children.
rural areas. Okay, that's been going on for years. So they're not like you and I. They won't take their child by hand, wait for the stop, wait for the bus stop, wait for the bus, because they can't afford to do that. And the times that they start work is totally different. So they don't have all those privileges that you and I have. So they just send the car. The youngster can be 5 or 7 or 8. He'll go wait for the taxi. Taxi will come. He'll get into the taxi and he trusts the taxi to take him to school. This was drunk in the first place. So no one found it out, right? And that accident was horrendous. And my heart bleeds for all those parents. I mean, you'll have to now go to the accident site and identify your child. Dude, I don't think there can be anything worse than that, really.
I mean, that vehicle was in smithereens, in pieces.
Yeah, but he got off scot-free. Nothing happened to him.
Yeah, nothing happened to him.
Okay. Then they stopped a taxi. 57 kids in the taxi.
Sure.
Then they charged the guy who put kids in a trailer behind the taxi. So we've got to change these people's mentality. Yeah, it's shocking.
But more so, forget the overloading. At least follow the rules of the road. Why do you need to shoot the robots? Like there's no signal for you. There's no traffic lights for you. I mean, many a times, 2 major causes of accident. One is when they shoot through the traffic signal when it's red, and the overtaking. Like this incident was due to overtaking. I mean, you saw the long.
But he's not one car. He tried to overtake 4 cars.
More than 4 cars. And as you say that, obviously he could see the truck coming, but tried to steer on the right more into the bush. But it was too late. Let's listen to this.
12 school children are dead after a horrific scholar transport crash in Gauteng that has reduced and police veterans to tears. Now, this is not just an accident. It is a warning that South Africa has ignored for years. On Monday morning, just this morning, in Vanderbijl Park, south of Johannesburg, a private minibus taxi was transporting learners to 5 different schools, and it was involved in a devastating crash. The vehicle was struck by a truck, and then it veered off the road, and chaos followed. 12 pupils lost their lives. That is 12 families that are forever going to be changed. Now, 4 others, including the driver, were critically injured and rushed to hospital. Now, one of these survivors later died in hospital. These were primary and high school learners from 3 public schools and 2 private schools. According to police, a preliminary information suggests that the minibus was attempting to overtake 2 vehicles when it collided with the truck. A case of culpable homicide has now been opened and the driver remains in hospital. This tragedy has exposed a long-standing problem. Private scholar transport in South Africa is dangerously underregulated. At the scene, Gauteng Premier admitted the sector has gone largely unchecked for years. There are regulations for official scholar transport, but private operators often fall through the cracks. And today, the price of loopholes is measured in children's lives that cannot be given back. Now, the Gauteng Education MSc has called this a tragic day for the department and confirmed that there may be a case to answer. He also issued a powerful message to parents. Children should rather arrive late than never. This was not fate. This was a systems failure. And unless something changes along these regulations, this will not be the last time I am talking about this. Parents should not bury their children. It should be the other way around. Let us keep those parents and families in our thoughts and in our prayers as they deal with this tremendous loss.
But I think more so is not only just focus on the scholar transport. It's taxis in general. I cannot understand that how law enforcement agencies, traffic officials do not do anything to these taxis.
I don't know whether we're going to win that taxi battle. I mean,
Really?
they stop anywhere. You can be traveling behind one. It'll stop suddenly actually in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. But
Put its hazards on, you have to wait.
And you just stop. Let me tell you something else. I think that we must stop being knee-jerk masters. We wait for something to happen and then we want to start regulating. How do you not protect the jewels of any society, which is the kids that go to school? It's a totally unregulated, the scholar transport is totally unregulated. And let me tell you, in Durban as well, taxis full with, they overload the taxis because they want to get every one of them to school. They want to make money. There's no concern for life. There's no concern about the children. There's no concern about parents. I mean, they stopped the taxi. They got 57 kids in it. 57 kids. We must impound the taxi, take away the driver's license, but they're too scared to do it. They won't do it. They won't do it.
You know, even when they come to a traffic light, and if the traffic light is showing red, they won't pause. They won't go slow. They'll actually go exactly the same speed that they were traveling from a distance. They drive fast through that. So where's the chance for them to stop if a vehicle comes in front? Many accidents. In fact, on that same day when that Val incident took place, there was a similar incident in Pinetown. Why it wasn't spoken about? Because nobody really died. But there was a crash. Also with school kids.
Also with school kids.
In Pinetown. On the same day that happened.
Must lock them up. If you find that you've been overloaded with school children, especially school children, lock them up. These poor parents drop their kids, go to work. They work hard, long, solid days. And you get a phone call that your kids make the accident. You must go identify the body. That can't be easy. Sister Aisha Bibi Patel says, Assalamu alaikum. On Shabir Basha's program, he must be listening, I requested for a wheelchair in July. Halima messaged me on the 31st of July and up to this day, never got back to me. She got a stroke and can't stand at 88 is not easy. Okay, I'll have a conversation with Shabir Basha. Come back to me because I may be able to help you. So you need to get my number from the radio station and I may be able to help you, but I'll have a chat with Shabir Basha. Ahmed Kassim.
He is listening because he sent me a message of a picture he took of us while he's sitting in his house and watching.
In his huge screen.
Yeah,
he's got a massive screen, like a movie screen in his house.
Mm-hmm. Exposing him. No watching movies, Shabir.
Ahmed Kassim, I did mention this janaza earlier on. Shabir Basha. Okay, send me the pictures. Basha! Slams, I haven't received my nasheed as yet. Could you please send it to me? Spoo and Kids, come here, please. He's also never here.
You know, the only way to get the nasheed quick and fast is just to go on YouTube.
Send it to her. Send it to her. Doc, you don't know how old is she? What?
But then she has to click on the link. Okay.
This one here. Please send it to this young lady or wherever she is. Okay, Faiz tells you, Doc, listen to Faiz. This message is for you. The taxi industry is too powerful and wealthy for the government to make any serious changes. All they got to do is go on strike and the economy comes to an absolute standstill. It's a frightening scenario.
You heard the story about EFF.
My man, Julius.
They had a small demonstration on a SAFE flight.
Yeah, but I think that's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Really? I mean, mid-air, the plane was flying. And you got 10, 15 guys that are walking on the aisles and screaming.
No, I don't think it's flight. No.
Yeah,
it wasn't in flight.
It was in flight. I read it was in flight. They said they were in flight.
So nobody did. Oh, well, if your seatbelt lights is off, you can do that.
Yeah. And I mean, come on, if 10, 15, 20 guys are
But you saw all the white people.
How are they going to You look worried on their face.
Quiet and worried.
They were looking worried.
Now,
very worried.
They turned East London upside down. Now, let me tell you this story, right? Buses arrived because he was at East London court. But they made listen to this carefully.
Right.
They made no arrangements for ablution facilities or toilets. So what these folks did, they hit anywhere.
Anywhere and everywhere.
So East London is in total and utter chaos. Now, this Julius Malema story is very interesting. And I love to read all the comments. And
nice to interview him.
White people, I'd love to get hold of him. White people will say something and black people will say something else, right? But when the majority of the people want him to go to jail. Now, what's your opinion? Do you really think you must send a man to jail for shooting a firearm in a public place?
No,
really?
It's really a celebration.
Come on.
When they do the 21
I know you don't like him, but come on.
You don't have to throw him for jail.
Don't have to throw the poor man in jail, man. There's my man Scully. Okay, I'll come back to you because our technician is gone for a toilet break or something gone somewhere. Salams, the request was approved and given to Halima from Outreach Department. My brother Shabir, we in January. She's talking about July. We'll most definitely follow up with Halima. Apologies for this. Okay, Aisha?
Mm-hmm.
Aisha Bibi Patel, Shabir Basha has responded to you and said he will follow up himself tomorrow, and I will give him your number so he can call you. Let's go to Scully, my man Scully. Let's see what he says, Scully.
Salam to Anwar Bhai and to Mohammed Bhai. It's Scully. Man, today I'm enjoying the show, really. I always do, but today is a little bit serious.
What do you mean today you're enjoying the show?
To say hello to you all, And yeah, good evening to you all. God bless. Thank you for the show. Thank you. Hey, quite a lot tonight, man. I'm enjoying it.
Scully, you must remember, sir, we miss you. So even if you don't, okay, I won't say you don't enjoy the show, but even if you got nothing to say, just send us a voice message. Just tell us, Muhammad, Anwar Jeewa, how's it? How are you? I'm listening to your show. We'll get happy. Frank asked me about you last week, I think. Wasn't Frank that asked us last week? Come on, stay with us. Scully, my bro, stay with us. Aisha Bibi Patel, I sorted out your problem. Shabir has promised to help you out. Now, what do you think about let's use my word, the Dhamma that's going on at Addington Primary School? What is your view about foreigners' children going to school and South African children going to school? And for instance, they all come from the same area and that school has got no place. Because that's the problem right now. South African parents are saying, but we must have first bite at the cherry because it's our school. We are South African. We have South African ID, so we have first bite at the school. So South African children are now being left out because there's foreigners at the school. So I'm a bit confused. I'm not too sure which way to go.
Would you like to interview the headmaster?
Of what?
Of that school?
I'll tell you what he'll tell me because I've...
Not he, she's my cousin. She's my cousin.
Who?
A very close cousin.
So what's her... that was the chairman of the governing body that says that they don't have so many foreigners in that school.
Correct.
What does she say? What's the truth?
I haven't spoken
because I don't know what's the truth.
I haven't spoken to her, but the Department of Education has responded and they said that those allegations, the accusations are not true. Apparently what they said was that South Africans were given first preference.
And I can believe that.
And it's not so many foreigners that are there. And those that are making a noise apparently had their children registered in a school nearby in that area, near Addington Primary School. They had their kids registered in those schools for admission.
Who the
parents who are making a noise.
Which was the foreigner parents?
No, the local parents.
The local parents had their children there.
Correct. They had their children registered in a school nearby Addington Primary.
They're talking about Greyville.
Yeah, I don't know whatever
Greyville.
it is, but and they don't want to send them there. They're insisting that they want to go to Addington Primary. They haven't registered. They haven't applied. Nothing. And they already got 6
That's a different spin on it now.
Correct. Department of Education has responded and said that those accusations and allegations are not true. But anyway, they are resolving the issue and they are mediating at the moment.
Well, that's good. I hope they resolve it.
But again,
it's not good for the kids walking out of school to see such tension and violence and language and singing and toying. It's not good.
But remember, that organization was mainly formed against all foreigners, even in businesses. Those are the same guys.
Those are the same guys that go to hospitals and ask you for ID and stuff
Go to hospitals, they want foreigners to be admitted in hospitals. Then obviously they stalls and putting pressure on them in the city and things like that. It's the same organization that's involved in this.
Okay, let's go back to Scholar Patrol. Transport Minister Babla Krisi says authorities have impounded more than 60 Scholar vehicles carrying more children than they were allowed to. But why now? Why it has to happen after a tragedy? After 14 families lose their jewels, including illegal transport vehicles and those without public driving permits. One Scholar driver has also reportedly been arrested for carrying more children in his vehicle than was allowed. Creasy is conducting a blitz inspection of scholar transport in Lenasia following the horrific head-on crash with a truck which claimed the lives of 14 school children in Vanderbijl Park. But why do we have for something to happen first before we act? I don't understand that.
Let's listen to this.
More than 700,000 learners in the country rely on government scholar transport, while others make use of private learner transportation. Their safety is increasingly becoming a concern following the fatal Vanderbijl Park crash.
Road safety is like safety nets that you stack one on top of the other. You know, if one breaks, the other one will catch you. But in this case, every single safety net failed. Legislation failed with the loading of children in vehicles. Enforcement failed. We need more visible policing on the road. The vehicle loading failed. There were more bins on that vehicle, in that vehicle, than there were seats and seatbelts per person.
Ridiculous.
And the safety of the vehicle and the driver, that failed. So if every single safety net fails, then we have incidents like this.
The National Learner Transport Policy aims to ensure safe transportation for school-going children. However, experts are concerned about both the gaps in the policy and the lack of agency in implementing other parts of it that could benefit learners.
National policy does indicate that there must be clear markings in terms of the transportation, so that we can see it's not a normal taxi, it's not a normal minibus taxi, it is only for scholar transportation. The policy is not very clear in terms of how many trips drivers can make. So when you find that in certain situations, you know, kids are subjected to multiple trips, which of course makes them late to get to school. Also, it makes them exhausted because they have to be picked up very early so that the driver can make multiple trips. We also find a gap in terms of the vetting of drivers. You know, these are people who are working with children.
The deaths of the 14 learners have also exposed how some drivers brazenly break the law. Not only are their vehicles unroadworthy and unlicensed, but they also overload them.
Everyone needs to belong to an association. By being a member of an association, then you will know the rules and regulations of scholar transport or of kids. So we are trying by all means to make sure that everyone within the industry is well workshopped. And they also sign contracts with parents. And on the contracts, it states that if there's a problem or a challenge, parents need to report to us as structures or to the association so that a person can be held accountable.
Government has also received a backlash for being reactive instead of being proactive.
True.
We are turning the tide. We have
turning no tide.
Vehicles
turning no tide, brother.
that are unroadworthy, but it should go beyond that. As government, we can remove, regulate, inspect, charge, and all. But there's an element of personal responsibility that then comes upon anyone who chooses to get behind the wheel.
With the focus now being on ensuring that the scholar transport sector abides by the law, organizations say they will be monitoring to verify that the measures being put in place are not reactionary and temporary. Neria Shakotza, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Let me tell you something. A listener sent me a picture. This is Reservoir Hills, and he's traveling behind this is a Toyota. And I can, from the back of the Toyota, there must be about 15 kids in this car. Okay. Incident occurred in Reservoir Hills, Durban, KZN. Driver this morning was informed that he shouldn't be carrying children over capacity and still carried on driving. They don't care. We need to become ruthless with regard to transporting children to school. It's not acceptable. Absolutely and unequivocally not acceptable.
Not only kids, transporting anyone in the vehicles. Because they are transporting people that are going to work and using the taxi transport. They don't care about any one of them.
Subi Desai, Hawik West. Assalamu alaikum. Very, very interesting show as usual. Jazakallah khair. Salams, my brothers. Can you elaborate on how come we never had this problem with buses in our type of schooling? In the 60s and until the 90s, we never had scholar excellence. Let me tell you why. Because number one, you see, I've just explained the differences between, for the sake of explanation, I'm going to use the color of the skin, unfortunately. Black parents, as I said earlier on, have a different work schedule. So their times are different. They bring up their kids different. Their parents usually work in urban areas and grandmothers look after them. And when they moved into urban areas as well, because of the number of pupils, and you need to get them to school, and 90% of them or 70% don't have their own vehicles. Just remember, you and I had vehicles. Doc and I lived in town, so I walked to school for 12 years, right? And if you can't walk to school, you had a reasonable bus service that actually, you also walked to school?
No, I ran to school. Obviously, we all used to walk to school those days. Didn't you see everyone passing Lawn Street to get to Sastry College or Orient? You don't remember?
In your opinion, Spook, is that a logical conclusion that he's just made? If I said, Doc and I walked to school, he then tells me, everybody walked to school.
Yeah.
But I'll tell him there's people that lived in Lawn Street in my flat that was driven to school.
No, I don't think so. Everyone used to
only walked to school because you had to walk past Durban Girls High. That's the only reason why you walked to school. I walked to school for 12. Let me tell you the schools I passed. Out of Lawn Street, Hindu Tamil. You remember Hindu Tamil in a corner?
You're talking about 50 years ago.
Yes, but do you remember? And you know who stayed in that flat next to there? Was Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman's sister. Right. Then when we walked around, we went past Durban Indian Girls High, right?
And
that was a long stretch. You had to walk past the girls' school. They had no fence, no walls, nothing.
No, they had walls.
No, what was fence? Remember, it was a green fence.
The one facing
other
the race course.
Yeah, the other side. The one facing the race course had no fence.
No, but the one on the other side had a gate.
Other one had a wall and gate. Yes.
And the girls used to tease the boys.
Yeah, and they had prefabs, right?
Yeah.
And then you had St. Anthony's.
At the corner. At the end.
corner. Then you had Orient.
Then you have...
After Orient was?
Behind Gani Desai.
Gani Desai. After Gani Desai was a colored school.
Correct.
And then long before that, where the bus rank is now, you had a school called the Methodist, I think, next to St. Aidan's Hospital. Do you remember these things, or are you going to?
No, I remember.
Good. I'm happy you do. Scully. I love to listen to Scully.
Salam again, man, to Mohammed Bhai and Nanor.
Now he phones us twice.
Just thank Frank for me, man, for asking about me.
I will.
Tell him thank you. Thank you very much.
But Frank always asks about you, my brother. Always ask about you. Salams, my brothers. Regarding Anglican School and all public schools are for South African citizens only. Well, foreigners, legal or illegal, should not be given that privilege of utilizing public facilities or institutions simply because they are not tax-paying citizens. They should utilize private facilities and institutions. Public facilities and institutions are overburdened by the influx of foreigners. My view on this matter. Okay. I may have to agree with you with regards to public schools, but what happens if you have a foreigner that's legal and can't afford private schools? Private schools are very expensive.
True.
And you don't want to make the same error that's been made during the apartheid time, where a certain part of the population was left uneducated. And now we're paying the price for that. The circumstances of that move, that you keep certain people of our population uneducated, was a problem. But remember, we also sorted ourselves out. We had our own communities that built our own schools. But everyone can't afford that, didn't have the opportunity to do that. So, a nice discussion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is my brother Shabir Basha. He's one of our very good listeners, actually. Brother Shabir Basha, Jazakallah for the amazing program, alhamdulillah. We all learn from this all the time. Although of the topic, please share the following, especially for those in Pietermaritzburg or planning to travel this way. Dear residents of Pietermaritzburg and surrounding areas, we are currently experiencing a massive storm with flooding in most areas. Wow. Bridges are to be off limits, and due to the winds, please remain off the roads and indoors. If you have electricity, please ensure that all your devices are charged and all non-essential appliances are switched off. Many of the areas in Pietermaritzburg have lost electricity, and with the storms not leaving soon, chances of electricity dropping are higher as time progresses. This is an awareness call. Let's stay safe and be vigilant. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep everyone safe, Ameen. Presenter is Mehrin Mia. Mo, please read the above message. I've done it for you from dear residents. Is it raining outside?
Yeah, it's pouring.
Seriously? Is it coming into KZN? Oh, I must tell you something.
If it's in Marisburg, it must be in KZN.
You see again. This guy's logic, this tonight.
He's asking me if it's coming to KZN.
Excuse me.
But we read a warning.
I'm going to educate him again. Weather patterns in Marisburg is not necessarily coming to KZN, Durban. Durban, I meant.
Okay.
Now stop acting clever. What is wrong with this all? Send him home, man. Now you see, and you distracted me completely now. I was going to say something and I just lost what I was going to say. Oh yes, I was going to say this. I must tell you something. When last did you drive to Peter Marisburg? Now don't tell me you don't drive, you fly. I'm asking you, when last did you drive to Marisburg?
To Peter Marisburg?
Yeah.
I fly. You're asking me, I fly from King Shaka Airport to Peter Marisburg Airport.
Something. He has to be on something tonight.
No. I drove to Peter Marisburg for 2.5 years every day.
No, I'm talking about now, recently.
No, I don't go to Marisburg at all. I did enough for a lifetime.
Let me tell you something. That road is now beautiful.
I heard.
Oh,
very
it's
nice.
nice. And when they finished, I think
it's gonna be even well.
That because prior to this renovation or road construction,
correct,
that Marisburg trip was absolutely horrendous. Let there be one accident, you're staying there 5 hours.
It happened to me many times.
But let me tell you,
during that
from
time,
about Camperdown, it's magnificent.
I believe 5 lanes. Am I right?
Oh, beautiful lit, beautiful. I'm not too sure how long it'll last though, because we don't know how to look after anything in this country. So I hope it lasts a long time.
But all over, in fact, you can see, we are seeing the fruits of all the work they've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. But let me just tell you something very interesting. Do you know a lot of these bridges? I'm not sure about the freeways. There's bridges that they're making. Guess who is the one that's coordinating the whole thing?
I got no idea.
Chinese.
But
they brought Chinese contractors.
I'm actually quite happy about that.
Yeah. How
to
I
be
know?
honest with you.
Because a few of them came to me for treatment.
Who, Chinese?
Yeah.
They don't lose their teeth, those?
No, young guys. I'm telling you, 25, 26 years old.
Yeah, but they get the work
when
done.
I speak to them, I say, what did you come for? No, we're sorting out the bridge there by Westwood.
I'm a fan of ex-President Thabo Mbeki. And you know, he has talks at various universities when they invite him. And I can remember vaguely he spoke about how at one stage they brought in Chinese to build up the roads, and something happened, and then they didn't get the Chinese done. The roads are still not done. So the Chinese are magnificent. But now listen to this. Listen to one of the listeners here. Are you listening?
Listening.
Both your ears are wide open.
No comments.
No, listen. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad. Why did you mention Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman's sister? I remember the 2 sisters in Girls' Eye. That's true. And I was in Girls' Eye in the 80s. And I remember you boycott time at Orient. Spoo, listen, you're a lighty. Let me give you some history, my friend. Okay? Put your phone down and listen.
Let me give you that story. You were one of the leading organizers for the school boycott.
Exactly.
I know.
Good.
Smart.
But how you know? Because you are not here.
Oh, I was here. I was your friend, but not your friend.
Okay, so Orient was surrounded by Girls' Eye, which was opposite us. Gani Desai, that was next door to us. And Sastry College, that was way behind us, but behind the school you went to. Right? Now, the question was, why did you use Orient? Orient was semi-private at that stage. It wasn't private like it is now.
Correct.
Which means that...
It was only guys too.
Yeah. Was
No
only
females.
guys. Yeah. No females. So which means that for security police to come onto the premises, they had to get permission from the principal. So we all gathered. I was the leader, by the way. We all gathered at Orient School Hall during the 1980s. We lost 3 months of work in my matric year. And our teachers spent nights with us preparing us for the matric exams. Ask many of the New Orient people now if they know anything about that history.
Now,
all 4 schools were there.
You're correct. Now, the time when you all were involved in that school boycott, we were running the boycotts at the university. UKZN.
At UKZN.
By Yaqub Umar, we formed the first SRC. And there we had started the boycott, around the same period of time.
And we had lawyers that were always there. I think his name was Ramgubin.
So that shows that I was in
Ismail Mir.
I was in university while you were still lighty running with your shorts.
Yeah, not with shorts. I had longs on. I went to Orient. You can't wear shorts. What's wrong with you?
And why didn't you have no girls during that time?
So, let me give you more news now.
Students like you.
Let me give you more news. So, at Orient in 1980.
So this is the Casbah program 2.0.
No, wait. No, in 1980. Okay. No, wait. Hold on. In 1976, by the way, we also caused a boycott in 1976, right? It was the Soweto uprising. Right. Now, in 1975, we were in grade 7, right? So in 1976, I hope, and I'm sure most of the Orient Oaks they don't even know this. In 1976, Orient High School tried for the first time what you call a school of boys and girls?
Co-ed.
A co-ed school. So we were the first standard 6, and we had 3 classes. That was a co-ed school. I'm sad to say the first and the last. Not because we did anything. I got no understanding why they didn't go on with it.
Because they had students like you.
I was a good student, dude.
That's why they had to take the girls.
No. I was a very, very good student. Let me tell you. Let's go to Shani. Okay, I did that. Thank you. That was a wonderful message, Shani. Let's go to, nice name, Lafiza. You're crying in that video. The same video that Shabir Basha sent us. Lafiza sent us and she's crying. Why is she crying? She's sad that we're going off. Zubi Desai. We got back home from King Shaka at 7:30 p.m. It was drizzling, heavy, and very misty. Camperdown gets very, very misty. Around Camperdown and Hilton, it's very calm here in Howick right now, alhamdulillah. Okay, Doc, I spoke enough. Your turn, Doc.
Let's take a small nasheed break.
Let's take a good nasheed break.
ربي عطاني ما نتمنى ومنه تجيني السعادة.
Radio Al-Ansar 24/7 365.
منه الهداية إذا نسيتك ما تنساني أبوابك تفتحها لي. نادي ربي في كل لحظة والرحمة تنزل عليك. شوف النجوم وجمال الكون سبحان ربي أحيانا نشوف الجبل العالي البحر الهادي كله يسبح للرحمن وأنا النادي رب العالي أرزقني منك الغفران الخير اللي أعطيته لي كل حياتي نحمد ليك سامحني ربي إذا نسيت النعمة نزلت لي أنت العزيز الرحيم أنت الكريم المجيب وافتح لي أبواب الخير وارزقني النور المنير أنت ربي تستجيب كل عبد يدعي ليك نرفع إيدي إليك حتى نتقرب إليك ربي أعطاني ما نتمنى ومنه تجيني السعادة هو اللي كتب لي حياتي نطلب منه الهداية إذا نسيتك ما تنساني أبوابك تفتحها لي نادي ربي في كل لحظة والرحمة تنزل علي ربي ندعي نبقى على دينك وترزقني الجنة لي ولحبابي الجبل العالي البحر الهادي كله يسبح للرحمن وأنا النادي رب العالي أرزقني منك الغفران الخير اللي
Come get our butcher's best fillets at Checkers Cowie Park and Westwood Mall. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like chicken breast fillets just $59.99 per kg, chicken mince just $69.99 per kilo, lean beef mince just $119.99 per kg, cubed beef just $109.99 per kilo. Deals valid until Sunday, January 25th. Only at Checkers Cowie Park and Westwood. Butchery, bakery and deli. Certified halal by the NIHT.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
Gift of the Needy team is working hands-on in Gaza to distribute aid in this time of crisis. Donate your zakat now to our brothers and sisters in Palestine who are in dire need. Standard Bank, Gift of the Needy account 2723275654. Donate online on www.giftoftheneedy.com. Call us on 03127131102. Gift of the Needy, bringing ease to those in need.
Elevate your style with Al Noor kurtas and fragrances from Potent Ice Perfumes, exclusively available at Al Ansar Shop. Visit us at 207 West Road or call 031-208-1601. Experience the best in fashion and perfumery. Al Ansar Shop where elegance meets fragrance.
Attention bargain hunting. The Simplex Radio Blitz sale is now on.
Upgrade your entertainment with unbeatable TV deals.
Get a Hisense 43-inch LED TV for just $2,999.
A Samsung 55-inch LED TV for $5,999.
A massive Samsung 70-inch LED TV for $8,999.
Or go big with an LG 86-inch LED TV for only $15,999.
Hurry! Limited stocks available.
Sale ends January 31st.
We guarantee to beat any advertised price or written quote.
Simplex Radio.
Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Get ready for Green Thumbs Up, the gardening and natural living show you didn't know you needed. I'm your host and life coach, Rabia Carvalho, and we're talking birds, bees, butterflies, and blooms, growing food in garden rooms, home-based holistic healing, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or nature lover, plant assassin, or permaculture professional, we got you. We got you. Let us bring you the ideas, the facts, support, and inspiration to go green wherever you are. Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. only on Radio Al Ansar.
Ramadan is around the corner and preparation starts now. Get ready for a blessed month with Ramadan special at the Al Ansar Shop. From premium quality dates, refreshing Zamzam water to beautiful Ramadan gifting ideas for family, friends, and loved ones. Al Ansar Shop has everything you need to welcome the holy month. Perfect for iftar and meaningful gifts that come from the heart. Visit Al Ansar Shop today and prepare for Ramadan the right way. Call 031-208-1601 or visit us at 207 West Road in Overport. Al Ansar Shop, preparing hearts and homes for Ramadan.
I dedicate this month to you.
Durban Halal Meats, the butcher with a twist. Whether you're firing up the braai or stocking up for your business, we've got you covered. From premium lamb, beef and chicken to custom cuts and bulk orders, all 100% halal certified by Sanha. Enjoy our convenient buy and braai service, fast delivery and easy online ordering at durbanhalalmeats.co.za. Visit us at 84 Felix Dlamini Road, Durban Halal Meats. Quality, affordability, trust, meat made better.
Radio Al Ansar. Welcome back. It's 22:43, and you're listening to Radio Al Ansar. We broadcasting to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the company of Brother Muhammad Variawa and Jeewa, and our split technician tonight is Spoon Keys. We're supposed to end at 10:30, but I think we're on the vibe tonight, so we're going to roll a little bit longer. We may go until about 11 or 11:15, so you can stay with us. Thank you for all those wonderful messages and the constant messages that we get all the time on the Saturday night. Listen to me, myself and Doc and Spoon understand that at 8:30 on the Saturday night, you have so many other choices.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll sound like Fly Safair. We appreciate the fact that you choose our airline that flies from 8:30 to 11 o'clock every Saturday night. Now, let me tell you the other problem we're having with these taxi associations, because they're bullies. They're gangsters. A taxi association in Ladysmith issued a warning telling motorists and teachers to stop transporting pupils in private vehicles unless they have special permits. They threatened that cars seen carrying learners without taxi permits could be impounded. The taxi guys are saying this, eh? This directive raised strong criticism from parents, groups, and the teachers' union NAPTOSA, which said the threat could provoke violence and limits parental choice in how children get to school. Local transport authorities emphasize that taxi associations do not have the legal authority to enforce such bans or seize motor vehicles. Numerous social media posts and community reports circulated alleging that in some provinces, taxi operators have allegedly stopped private vehicles, sometimes demanding passengers to get out and pay a fine to continue. Claims include warnings against carrying more than one passenger, even family members. This BS must come to an end. Or entire community must become mafia gangsters against it. I must tell you something. While we're talking now that I'm on the roll, and you're just encouraging me to be on the roll. You know when we had the riots, what do you call it, riots?
Riots.
In 20 when?
After the COVID. So it was about 2022.
About 2022, right?
Yeah.
And then all the areas mobilize amongst themselves. Again, I heard our ex-president say that, I heard a talk by Thabo Mbeki at his foundation. And he says that, have you noticed that most of the white areas had their own roadblocks? True?
Correct.
And manned by white men, fully armed. True? He says they are ex-apartheid commandos that live in this country still and operate still in a clandestine manner.
But our slummos and Indians were doing the same thing.
But let me tell you,
Westville, doing the same thing.
Westville, our slummos were armed, bro.
Hey,
I got frightened about all the guts all the guts they pulled out made me scared.
I remember we went. Maybe this was we went to Continental. I think that was COVID time. Then not long after COVID, we had the different phases. Then they had this right, and they were standing outside. They were the guns and all those things at the entrance. It was all over. They were controlling the roadblocks everywhere.
But according to our ex-president,
played a very active role.
According to our ex-president, it was the test to see if they had the ability to cause South Africa to become unstable. That was just a test. Ungovernable. They tested to see whether it was possible to be done. So all the other stories that you got about fighting for Jacob Zuma because he went to prison is all nonsense. It was a deliberate, planned attempt to test whether they're capable of making South Africa ungovernable. That was the idea.
But you know what was scary? What was scary? When they were attacked, places like Macro and a few shopping malls.
They finished Macro.
Clean.
They cleaned Macro out, dude. Including the what you think goes on to those roofs?
They're the solar panels.
Solar panels.
All that. They cleaned everything. They cleaned. I mean, come on, Macro is massive. There's one in Pietermaritzburg when you enter.
As you enter to Pietermaritzburg,
on the left-hand side.
Yes.
They raised that thing to the ground. But they cleaned the shops and the supermarkets, the massive supermarkets. In a day, when I mean clean, there was nothing left. Absolutely not. As you said, even the panels were gone. I mean, come on, man.
It's interesting times because I watch the ad hoc committee every day, and I've heard Robert McBride.
I met him.
I know Robert McBride from the time that we were in the struggle, right? And he was a character then. I mean, he was an arrogant character then.
From those days,
he hasn't changed, and he's gone older. And he hasn't changed. And he and Sarah definitely got a relationship. Yeah. I find this to be so interesting. Julius Makwenazi, and all these oaks that come. Julius has sold the country like Jacob Zuma did to the Guptas, dude. It's scary. And this Paul Sullivan, I hope he comes back to South Africa because he's in London right now. The entire police structure from the top.
And the Julius Makwenazi you're talking about, now he's changed his tune. You heard his news story. I'm scared for my life.
Yeah,
don't lock me up. For my children's life. No, not don't lock me up. I'm scared for my life, and I'm scared for my kids' life, and I'm scared for my family life. Because that lawyer that got shot, it was my lawyer that got shot in court. There was a shooting took place outside a court
No,
a couple of days ago.
Oh, you're talking about the one in Johannesburg last week?
Correct.
Yeah. Three of them got killed.
Now, his new story is one of those guys that got shot didn't die. Apparently, is his lawyer, and he feels that it was a hit put against his lawyer, and now there's a hit put against him, life, and his kid's life, and his family's life. And he's pleading now, please help me now. My life is at stake. Playing the sympathy game.
That's what you have to do. You must watch him. Did you watch him? Mm-hmm. But the Honorable James, you heard her. She doesn't play. I think she's rude, but she gets to it. Faiz says, Brother Muhammad, I was thinking of you when I took this video. Which video, Faiz? You're showing me which video? Your Pitbull video. Send it to me. I can't see them. Beautiful Nasheed, subhanallah. Okay, what more you got? Two more things. We'll go until 11 o'clock. It's 22:50 now.
Okay. So the next one we wanted to speak about, as I don't know if people have heard it, went viral, is the Home Affairs incident. Took place, I think, in Tiger Valley, which of a Muslim lady who basically was at the Home Affairs. In the Home Affairs, as she entered, apparently it was found out that she didn't have an appointment as she claimed to have had an appointment. According to her, she showed that she had proof that she had an appointment.
That was a scam appointment.
Correct. It wasn't really a scam because the guy responded. He said that he runs an agency that deals with helping people with appointments.
So how come she never have heard? She definitely did not have the appointment.
According to them and according to the Department of Home Affairs, nothing. But what was the big uproar about?
You can't treat people like that,
Correct.
Whether she had an appointment or not.
Correct. The way they closed, they pushed her out, and then she refused to allow them to close the door. And she had a one leg jammed in a door. In fact, the way they handled her and the way they had her, and she didn't want to leave, apparently she was actually jammed and pushed.
But I'm not condoning, I've seen that video. I'm not condoning what has happened. But when it comes to videos, it's very dangerous if you don't know what happened before or what precipitated that kind of behavior. Now, I would assume that she refused to leave. I'm going to assume that.
Correct.
And then they had no choice. But even you are a security guy, you can't behave in that manner. You should rather call policemen to escort her, but you can't treat her in that way.
Well, otherwise you could have opened the door, let her come inside, get the official in charge to come and sit and solve the issue or resolve the issue. This is what really happened. The Department of Home Affairs has condemned the viral incident in which a woman was falsely removed from the Tiger Valley branch.
They should.
Calling the episode both distressing and unacceptable. In a statement, Department of Home Affairs confirmed that the woman did not have a valid appointment on the booking system and appears to be misled into purchasing a slot from a third party. They say that this practice is illegal, the department said, and noting that all appointments are free and issued on first-come, first-served basis. Now, where I have a problem, that they say that you can make an appointment online, first-come, first-served.
And you had that experience, right?
Not only me, lots of people. It's almost impossible to get an appointment. And if you do, the earliest you'll be able to get is 3 or 4 months from the date you tried. So anybody, for that matter, will want to go there. In fact, when I stood in the line, and I stood many hours in the line, and I saw how everything took place, when they had a line for appointments, the guy came in with the list. And as he saw if your name was on the list, then he gave you a number. But there were a couple of guys that I saw that weren't on the list, claimed to be on the list, and the guy still allowed them and gave them the number and allowed them in. So here they were hard and fast. I mean, I even tried my luck. I even told him, hey, boss, help me out. I don't have an appointment. And I tried to get an appointment. It was almost impossible. Another lady I met, she said she's been trying since August, and she's from the Pinetown area. And she managed to get an appointment in January at Durban. So as you say, that the Department Counter-Corruption Unit is now actively investigating those responsible.
Yeah, but you can't behave like that, even if she was wrong.
Correct. The private security guard involved in the incident has since been removed, and the Department of Home Affairs says it's reviewing branch procedures to prevent similar occurrence. The guy basically who works on the third-party appointments is a booking agent. And he says, no, I haven't been having any problem making appointments for these guys. Only Tiger Valley basically canceled all the appointments that I made through my email. So again, the treatment that they provide to the people of all age groups, and people are standing in there for hours, some people for days that they stand there. I mean, they should be a little bit more sympathetic in some way or other. They should be a little bit more professional in how they're handling it. Now, if you have hundreds of people that are coming there regularly, and you have a limited amount of appointments, and they even allow you, they have a separate queue with no appointments. And I've seen those queue with my own eyes over a period of 2 days. For half a day, they stood there and they still had no action of them, or even any chance of them going inside.
No, I've seen that as well. I mean, and I know people that work for or used to work for Home Affairs. It's ridiculous. I mean, you see old people standing in the queue for 4 or 5 hours, and don't let me tell you something. You will just get to the door, and the system will be down.
It happened to me on a Monday, where I was refused after waiting 3 hours. Second day I went on Wednesday, I waited 6 hours. But the only thing I must commend the Department of Home Affairs, when they said they'll give you your passport in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks I get a message, pick up your passport, is ready.
Yeah, I think the system has very improved with regard to passports now.
Making of
again, I'm hoping that because we changed who's in charge, it's making a huge difference. He's putting good systems in place, and I think that's good. We need to, no country in the world takes 3 months and 6 months to have your passports done. No country in the world had lines that go so long standing outside an office because you want your ID document, which is your right to have. And then there's bribery and corruption and paying for people to stand in the queue, and all this nonsense has to come to an end. And I'm hoping, the African National Congress is quite aware of the fact that they have to wake up. They telling their people that this choosing people to run certain departments because of factional affiliation is going to run that party down. They have to get more in this local elections, more than 40%, or else it's going to be a disaster. So I think they're going out of the way to ensure people that they are trying to make changes, and I'm sure they are. The ad hoc committee here, the member of parliaments, the Mlanga commission, all these things must come to fruition now. People want to see something happening. Not only watch commissions that cost 3, 4, 5, 6 million rand and nothing happens. We want to see people being locked up. I mean, they're screaming about Julius Malema. I don't believe he should be locked up for shooting a firearm in a public place. What the type of guy he is and his ideologies and his people coming to East London is a different story. But I mean, he's not a criminal. You're going to send him to jail now for what? To spend time with criminals. And if I know him, he'll run everything from the prison cell anyway.
In fact, what I found very funny, I saw somebody sent a picture of Malema sitting with the prison clothes with a big, huge,
with a Vaseline.
big container.
Our people are brilliant, really.
I tell you what people come up with. There have been a lot of comments about that incident that took place here. A lady says, I'm so glad he was removed. That means a guard. I was so annoyed by people justifying his action because he's a black male. The two sides of the story. He had no right to shove her and
he had no right to put his hands on her anyway.
Yes.
To lay his hands on her. But you know what's other problem we have is that in these government buildings, I don't think we train the security personnel. These are guys that no schooling, never been to high school, must have been to standard 5. They're just desperate for a job. You put them in a uniform and you want them to have interpersonal relationships with the public. It doesn't work that way. It's going to be trained people to do that. I mean, he's going to get fired now anyway. Because whether she's right or wrong is something else. But you can't treat anybody in that manner. Her glasses broke, her hands got stuck in the door. And in this day and age, there's nothing that you do will not appear on TikTok or on video or on Instagram, and you'll be shocked.
In fact, somebody wrote here, branch manager of the Home Affairs office in Tiger Valley should also be brought to book because he or she allowed this to happen.
Exactly. He should intervene. He should have intervened. Faiz, I can see your pit bulls. I'm not too sure what they're doing, but I can see them. Are they playing or are they fighting? Or these pit bulls look dangerous. Faiz, I tell you, my brother, only you can do these things. They frighten me just by looking at them. I get scared. Imagine they get hold of me. Oh my word. Frank.
Lots of meat.
Goras are still ruling by Sahab. I agree with you. protection of corp capitalists, mineral resources, petrodollars, etc. I see Zilla seconding Motse, Facebook. Agreed, guys. It worse things than July. Okay, I got you, Faiz. More perfumes. They could have helped her to make a booking. The attitude of officials stink. Sad to say, if she was black, she would have been helped. Lots of scamsters pose as agents. Old folks who are not computer savvy fell prey to such schemes. Jock, you see what I mean?
Even those that are hanging around
top
the
show,
home affairs.
brah. Top show, top chow. What chow? We got no food here. What's wrong? Good.
Send the chow.
Ushaya ain't in just spo. Skulu malap. In skulu man Zulu. Angin zazi Zulu bab. What's the story?
Let's see. Oh no, it's Monday. No, he's saying stop.
It's top.
Yeah.
He's telling us the show is top.
Yeah.
Or in Zulu. What's Ishai? Into
Yeah.
Injan Sbu.
Yeah.
Why is your
What
name
he's
here?
saying-
What he's
what he's
saying?
saying-
Ushaya into.
Ushaya into NJ. Top.
NJ, top.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought Shaya means hit you. That's what I knew. Other story, I don't know if you picked up about.
Hey, you're full of stories tonight, huh?
The driving license.
What happened to driving
All right.
license?
So let's listen to a 2-minute clip. Facts and fiction about driving license in South Africa.
There's a lot of noise going around about driving licenses in South Africa. Let's cut through it. Here's what's real in 2026 and what people are getting wrong. 8-year license validity, true but phased. Yes, government approved the move from 5 to 8 years. But listen carefully. If your license is expiring now, the date on your card still applies. No automatic extension until you get the new card. New smart license card, true. New biometric cards are coming, safer, more secure, international standard. Backlogs are still being cleared, so expect delays through 2026. Drivers 70 plus, true but misreported. No automatic suspension. From 2026, seniors must provide a medical fitness certificate and eye test when renewing. If you don't renew on time, your license lapses, same rule as everyone else. Auto demerits confirmed. Nationwide rollout starts 1 July 2026. Points kick in from September 2026. Hit 15 points and your license is suspended for 3 months. Simple. Digital and online renewals happening. Online bookings are becoming mandatory. Some metros are testing drive-through renewals. Bottom line, check your expiry date, renew on time, do your eye test beforehand, keep your receipt, it's valid for 3 months while you wait for the card. No panic, no rumors, just facts. Stay safe, stay streetwise, and remember to like and follow.
Quite interesting. But again, if you're going to start going for to renew your license, you're also going to have queues too, in some way or the other.
What was the crux of what he said? I was focusing on my research.
He said if you're over 70, you've got a problem.
Okay, well, I'm far from there, thank God. Yeah?
You're over 70, you have to go for medical testing. Then he spoke about the renewal of license. Yes, they are going to change it from 5 years to 8 years. So, didn't understand the point about if your license expires now, will you get a new license now, or do you have to wait for the new system to be rolled out? So he gave all the pros and cons of what's factual and what's not factual.
Okay, good. Can you play us a nice nasheed while we're on the roll here?
ये सुना है कि बहुत
You chose
it. Yeah, I chose good nasheed.
Oh. Sahih baat, bhai sahab.
सुना है कि बहुत खबर का खौफ सदा रखना कब्र का खौफ सदा रखना के बाद यही पहली अदालत होगी अल्लाह का रखना लब पर उसकी रहमत से ही हासिल हमें जन्नत होगी मैंने दिल जिस से लगाया तो है तो पाया मैंने दिल जिस से लगाया तो है तो पाया अब नहीं दिल में कोई रब के सिवा अब नहीं दिल में कोई रब के सिवा न किसी और से उस जैसी मोहब्बत होगी अल्लाह का रखना लब पर उसकी रहमत से ही हासिल हमें जन्नत होगी क्या बताऊं मैं भला लुत्फ जो मैंने पाया क्या बताऊं मैं भला लुत्फ जो मैंने पाया सरज़मी पर जो रखा सजदे में सरज़मी पर जो रखा सजदे में उसके जैसी ना किसी शय में वो लज़्ज़त होगी अल्लाह का रखना लब पर उसकी रहमत से ही हासिल हमें जन्नत होगी
I think it's Nasheed is so beautiful. I think it's important for us to maybe, for the benefit of the listeners, give them a translation because the message here of this Nasheed is very beautiful. So he says that it is heard that there will be intense darkness. It is heard that there will be intense darkness. He is talking about the grave and death. Always keep the fear of the grave in your heart. So after death, this will be the first judgment. To keep the name of Allah on your lip always. Only through the mercy will we attain paradise. When I gave my heart, I received betrayal.
से लगाया तो है धोखा पाया अब नहीं दिल
Now there is no one in my heart except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
अब नहीं दिल में कोई रब के सिवा ना किसी और से
No one else will receive such love.
होगी
Keep the name of Allah on your lips.
उसकी रहमत
Only through the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will you attain paradise.
हमें जन्नत होगी
Can I describe the joy I felt?
जो मैंने पाया क्या बताऊं मैं भला लुत्फ जो मैंने पाया सरज़मीं पर
When I place my head on the ground in prostration,
सरज़मीं पर जो रखा सजदे में उसके जैसी
no delight compares to that feeling. When you prostrate and your forehead touches the floor.
Subhanallah.
Keep the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your lips. And only through the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will you attain paradise.
What a beautiful naat, eh?
Beautiful.
Keep us to remember death, remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember what you have to do. The magnificent naat, absolutely magnificent naat. Quite a few messages, let me go to it. I'll start with Muhammad Yusuf. Assalamu alaikum. The law is blind. The law does not have a heart. Don't expect sympathies. Don't expect apologies. Muhammad Yusuf is from Seaview. Jazakallah khair. Dr. Mariam Khan. Oh, wow. Dr. Mariam Khan, good to hear from you. Actually, it's a hamd, that's true. Beautiful lyrics. Please share the artist's name. I will try and do it for you just now. Salams, brothers. I think many of us, especially the Indian and Muslim communities of the greater Durban areas, are not really aware of the negative impact created by illegal foreigners in this country. To the landlords, it's more money in rentals. To the employers, it's exploitation, overworked and underpaid. Transport industry is booming. Residential areas like Reservoir Hills, Clare Estate, Cater Manor, Cater Crest, etc. increase in zondolos, causing havoc to illegal diversions of sewer lines to stormwater lines. Shack lords are making a fortune, and all the utility services are illegal, water and electricity. That's 100% true. Public facilities and institutions are overburdened. These institutions are meant for citizens only, yet they are being utilized by illegal foreigners. This is not fair, as the citizens of South Africa only have South Africa as their home. These foreigners should return to their respective countries and fix their countries as the way South African citizens are currently trying to rid of the corrupt ANC government. We should really introspect and look at the bigger picture as to what is really happening around the different provinces in South Africa. Foreigners are slowly taking over, and it will not be too long before South Africa will be governed by a foreign president. Not too sure about that. It is not a time of emotions, but a time to see the reality of what foreigners are really doing in this country. Abahambe, all foreigners. Abahambe. Understand that what means, Spoos?
Abahambe means to go.
Yeah. I personally salute Jacinta from the March organization fighting for the rights of citizens of South Africa against the influx of illegal foreigners to this country. I also agree. I think there's too many illegal foreigners here. It causes a problem on your economy. It causes a problem on your social system. It causes a problem on your medical system. It causes a problem on everything unless it is controlled. And I think we must get this in hand very, very quickly. Saida?
How are you going to stop this if the borders are so porous?
Hopefully
And
that's going to
corruption is
change
so rife.
now. Hopefully that's going to change. I think they making extra efforts as far as the borders are concerned. You know, I'm not a Trump fan at all, but I think his attempt to prevent illegal foreigners. I'm not talking about foreigners that are legal, that live in your country and lived in your country for a while because they have a contribution to make, right? They either work on farms or they are professionals or they're educated and they contribute to the country. I don't think South Africans talk about those that are, listen to me, a lot of people from Zimbabwe and African countries are very, very educated. I mean, if you look at the universities now, you'll see quite a few of their profs or their deans are all foreigners. That's fine. You're earning a salary, you're contributing to the country, you're paying tax. I'm showing this gentleman here is making reference to illegal foreigners. That puts a huge amount of stress on every single governmental institution in this country. And that's going to be a huge problem if you don't get hold of it.
But at the same point, why would somebody want to leave their country?
No, but
the only reason they're doing that, it's because it's difficult for them where they live in. Life is difficult for them. Most of these African countries are basically not controlled or not ruled properly, like what we see in the direction South Africa is taking, with corruption being rife. Throughout Africa, corruption has been rife. I mean, have you been to other countries in Africa? I've been to Cameroon. Cameroon is one big John doll. The whole country is a John doll.
So all of them must come to South Africa?
No, I'm just giving you a reasonable explanation as to why people want to do that. Who want to, in the right state of mind, want to uproot their home or their house unless things are bad in a particular
No,
place.
but
you know,
as a government, you cannot accept. I mean, look what's happening in Italy. Have you been to Italy recently? Look what's happening to most of the European countries. It's an absolute disaster as a result of the influx, like Paris, with the influx of all over the country from Africa. I understand that they need a country to go to, but if you need a country to go to, you must live within the means of that country and the laws of the country. And let me tell you something. Illegal foreigners are not fingerprinted. They've got no IDs. How are you going to get hold of them if they actually commit any crime? How? And they know that.
How else are they going to get in?
Get in where?
And to get into the country. They got
Most
no other
of them
option.
get in as refugees.
They got no other option because they're coming from a bad situation.
Dude,
they want to improve
most
their situation.
Countries have refugee camps that they set up for them. And I understand at this moment in time that the boiling point between foreigners and South Africa, we cannot look after our own people. I'm not saying there's an easy solution to the problem. I mean, they're running away from the country because of war or because of what's happening, or they can't live in the country and they're coming here. But we must be able to accept them, because if you don't have a plan for refugees, it's going to do exactly what's happening now. This is the only country in the world you can put up a shop anywhere you want. On the stairs, on the side of the pavement, outside your house, you can just put up a shop.
No, there's another country.
Where?
There's another country. That's why they said never give them a corner. Because if you give them a corner, they'll open a shop. That's India.
Pakistan.
India.
Oh, okay. Syed, from Anonymous, such a beautiful note, alhamdulillah. Really appreciate you explaining the meaning. Please provide name of reciter. I'll do that for you. If Doc can start talking, I'll find out who it is.
I want to talk about something called a vanishing bond.
Huh?
Vanishing bond.
Vanishing bond?
Yeah. So you spoke about the early days.
Yeah.
So this is something very similar to the early days. There was a time when our homes were filled with life, if you remember, where our cousins were like brothers and sisters, where all the siblings, brothers and sisters, stood shoulder to shoulder. Neighbors became family, how we used to go in each other's homes. Sundays were for visiting, not for rushing. Eids, wedding, funerals, whatever the occasion, we showed up. No invite needed, no hesitation. But somewhere along the way, something precious has slipped through our fingers. Because today what we
What's
find...
that, the bond? Oh, you mean about family bond?
Family bond, the vanishing bond, correct. Today, even siblings, those who grew up under the same roof, ate from the same pots, fought and laughed in the same cramped rooms, now barely speak once our parents pass on. Without mom and papa holding the family together, the gaps between us has widened. Cousins who once shared school holidays and sleepovers now feel like strangers. Our children who should have been each other's playmates and confidants barely know one another beyond a few profile greetings at functions if they meet at all.
100%. I agree with you.
So the question we need to ask, what happened to us?
I think that's a very nice topic to have on another day. Family bonds, because you're 100% right. You know, years ago when I was much younger and we lived in Lawn Street in a flat. The flat was a 2-bedroom flat.
I used to come to that flat.
Yeah. I think you used to go to Rasul's flat.
Correct.
Directly below me, flat number 8. Yeah. Now, we used to have our cousins come from Joburg. And let me tell you something. Must have been 3 or 4 or 5, 9 of us. They don't care where we sleep.
Yeah.
On the floor,
everywhere.
on the couch, everywhere. You know how the Oaks behave in town. Double bunk. The lounge will be full of people sleeping all over.
Yeah.
That kind of camaraderie, that kind of bond, that kind of muhabbat has been lost. I agree with you totally. And it's a very, very good topic to have. You don't even know your own cousins nowadays. Nowadays, you'll walk past maybe your cousin from somewhere, children, and you won't know who they are.
True. So what really happened, somewhere between the dreams of a better life and the pressures of modern living, we lost something very vital. Because people were chasing education, careers, changing their environments, financial security.
I'm with you.
Things our parents and grandparents fought so hard for us to have. But in that chase, relationships were pushed to the side. Because family time became when I have a chance. Friendship became when it's convenient. The gatherings grew smaller, then fewer, until one day they stopped happening altogether. Materialism also crept in, quietly in a very subtle way. It's who has the bigger house and who's sending the kids to private school and who's traveling overseas. Because the conversation that take places now, that was warm and messy, now feels like competitions. And vulnerability, admitting you're struggling, lonely, or simply missing someone has become taboo. We protect our images instead of sharing our truth. We hide our struggles, and behind shiny posts and proud updates in the social media, we're fearing that showing weakness would invite judgment rather than support. Because social media hasn't really helped. It's actually made things worse. Instead of heart-to-heart chats over tea, we scroll past each other's lives, clicking like and moving on. It's easier to post a perfect picture than to make the uncomfortable call to say, hey, I miss you, I'm not okay. And when our elders left us, and when the get-together stopped becoming arranged by parents and grandparents, we realized something painful, because without them, many of us don't know each other.
Absolutely.
We let small grudges turn into lifelong silences.
Absolutely.
Where people don't talk to each other. We let pride, businesses, and fear get in the way. We stopped reaching out. And without tending to it, love and connection, like anything else, has withered over the years. But the cost is heavier than we admit. Loneliness is now thick in the air. Depression and mental health struggles are rising quietly behind beautiful front doors. Children are growing up disconnected from their roots. They're missing that so-called powerful safety net that once became naturally from being part of a bigger or extended family. It's not too late to turn back. We can still rebuild what we lost. If we choose to, we can still call our siblings, even if it's been years. We can invite the cousins over, even if it feels awkward at first. We can teach our children that family is more important than just a word on paper. It's showing up, forgiving, it's trying. At the end of it, we won't remember the number of bedrooms in our homes and how many likes our post got, but we will remember the people we loved or regret the ones that we let slip away. The bonds didn't vanish on their own. We let them go, but we can bring them back. One phone call, one message, one heartfelt moment at a time.
Beautiful. Beautiful, factual, honest, and very, very true. Thank you, Frank. Great show, guys. Al-Ansar team, not forgetting Brother Spoon Kizi. Ugabazela, Baba, Ugabazela. It's not only the ONC, the GNU has multiple party problems as well. Trump is from Poland. He's a foreigner himself. That's true, Mr. Osman. Okay. It is nearly now that we've been on for 3 hours, but I want to discuss something that's very, very important. You know, recently, over the last maybe 4 weeks, I think, the question of the azan came back. But it stemmed from a devious background. And it is been covered by something called the people. So they've got no names, nothing. They just called the people. And on Facebook, it's referred to as this rotten house of worship is in Phoenix, referring to the masjid in Phoenix. Now, let me tell you where I stand with regard to this. And I want to read it for you. It's called The Rotten House of Worship is in Phoenix, Stanmore, for massive loudspeakers of destruction are visible. Mr. Salaji, I know you are reading this. Now, this is a character who suddenly got up. I mean, we've had azans going for the last 15, 20, 25 years all over Phoenix, wherever.
And you know what the organization represents? Sorry to cut you off. What the organization represents and who they represent. They're talking about noise pollution.
But you know, we had a case about noise pollution that they lost before, right? In Espingo. But I tell you what I want to speak to. There's sometimes that people will do things not because it's noise pollution, because they're just anti-religion.
Correct.
Okay? They anti-Muslim or anti-Islam. And these characters, I don't know who they are. The author is called The People. You can see from what he speaks about that, and some of the responses on Facebook by our Muslim brothers and sisters, don't fall into trap of being confrontational. Ignore it. There's nothing he can do. There's no way he can go. And the more attention that you give to this, you are going to give him more publicity. For instance, one of the guys said, "Come, we're waiting for you. This is jihad." Right? Ya Allah, make this person deaf so he cannot hear the call to prayer, our beautiful azan. Your ears are full with devil's urine. Why you want to do all this? Simply just ignore it. It's got nothing to do with the azan. It's an anti-Muslim. Let's see how far he goes. But on this group as well, there's a lot of non-Muslims that supported the azan.
Correct.
Right? So why do you want to become aggressive?
And his response, the so-called person that's representing that organization, that response, you could see the hate.
Exactly. So you know what's his intention. He's got evil intention.
Correct.
Insult. He's picking on you. He's calling you names. Now, some of the non-Muslim guys on this group said, it's just for 2 minutes. What's the big deal? Guys, come on now. I'm not a Muslim, but please respect every religion. We all have a different way of worshipping and believing. The azan does not go on for more than 10 minutes. If lucky, it's actually 5 minutes, if I stand to be correct. We all have been living in Phoenix for a while now. 20, 15 years, these azans has been going on. Is it becoming an issue now? Why now? We all need each other's support in the day and age that we're living. Please, guys, let's not speak harsh about another religion. Exactly. Now, a Muslim guy will say, if ever I come across you, you better run. Why?
Yeah.
Why? It's not necessary to do this thing. When you got people that's supporting you from a different religion, that's enough. You are, swear word, rotten for keep posting these mocks about the azan. Why don't you just stop? What you're trying to do? Non-Muslim. This is such an insensitive post. I'm not a Muslim, but I look forward on hearing the azan. You've got support from other religions.
Correct.
Don't fall into this trap.
Of stooping to that level. To
the people. Who's the people? If you got no guts to put your name and stand up. You know what? If you stand up for say, listen, my brothers, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's a bit early, it's a bit loud, tone it down.
And people do that.
People will do it.
And they do it.
Yes, they tone it down. Because, I mean, we cannot inconvenience everybody within that actual area. But when you do want to become confrontational, then you'll even lose the support you have from other religions. That's my point.
I'm actually making a challenge. That person, whether he's listening or not listening, whoever knows him, please tell him we're willing to invite him here.
I tried to get hold of his number. Now, let me tell you something. There's another non-Muslim lady. Listen to this. To show this idiot a point, he's talking about this, whoever the people is, who's hiding behind the fool. All azan must be read to the highest point, and Allah to deafen this idiot, so he or she would never hear it again. You see, you got support from non-Muslims.
So why do you need?
Why you want to become confrontational? Let them fight your fight for you.
Insult?
Yeah, don't do that.
There's a famous
another one. And can't say a name. Okay, Maharaj. You're causing havoc, you idiot. That's a prayer. Do you ever pray well? Learn from the Islamic community. You've got people supporting you.
And that's strange. And that's rare.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very rare. So people are respecting your call to prayer.
She's true. One of our sisters said, after she's laughing all of the most, at least your message about loudspeaker is not the issue. You have a personal issue against Islam. Now, our brothers will say, still waiting for your dress. I'll come and fetch you. We'll fight you. I'm a big deal. For what?
Stoop to their level
when there's non-Muslims that's saying, with oh my God, with everything going on in this country, the murders, the accidents, killing young children, poverty, no good health care, you want to pick on this? Like the people say, confront them face to face if you have a problem. Don't look for backup from social media. Give your location so we can put more speakers in your area. So you've got non-Muslims supporting you.
Yeah, plenty. And you know, when I look...
Calm down, brothers. Calm down.
When I went onto that Facebook page, he doesn't have much support. Just a couple.
No, he's a fool. He's an idiot.
Yeah, couple hundred.
He wants to become famous, and we make him famous on social
media.
And
we'll make him famous.
When we want to confront
Tell him
him.
to come here.
Like the brother says, on behalf of the trustees of the mosques in Durban, we are willing to meet with you to discuss your concerns.
Correct.
Our doors are always open. He won't come because the issue is not the azan. The issue is not the loudness.
Islam.
The issue is just you anti-Islam.
That's why they always say the famous saying, the best response to fools is silence.
Yes, and let me tell you one more, because I'm on a roll tonight. Look at it, after 3 hours.
No problem.
And I'm still shooting my mouth.
Go to midnight.
Are you going to all these areas and asking non-Muslims their thoughts on loudspeakers? You can't be making assumptions for people in areas that you do not live in. State which area where you live. Okay, Phoenix. You're getting mocked and trolled because your intention is ping-ponging all over Durban Mosque. Secondly, leave him to make an idiot of himself. Don't respond to fools. You must just don't respond to fools. We have a mosque armed. We have a mosque around every corner in Cape Town. And honestly, not one complaint. Actually, most people rise from it, using it as their alarm. Why the big fuss over something so trivial? Get alive, guys. Worse things happen. Plus, man, have some respect. Stand together as a nation. Don't bring it up. So you got so much of support. Forget this thing now. I'm finished.
Are you sure you're finished?
I spoke to you for 3 hours now.
MashaAllah.
It is 25 minutes to the hour of 12 o'clock. My mother and my father has always taught me that I must be home before 12. Play my favorite nasheed, give the lady the ones that we got early on, and then you and I can say a few words.
Breaks me, Allah heals me, I fall again. He still sees me, He knows my heart, He knows my pain. So I say, Ya Rahman, again and again. This dunya breaks me, Allah hears me. I cry alone, but He comes near me. The world is loud, but His peace is clear. So I whisper, Ya Allah, stay near. Someday I smile, most days I fake it. So much pressure, I can barely take it.